Hello, everybody, and I need to turn that down a little bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sacred Grove. Last week, we were doing some... Last time, it's not... You know what I mean. Last session, we were doing some interesting things, and it's time for a little bit of a recap. So last time on Sacred Grove, the battle for student body president came to a head. Baerry and Jack both became extremely virulent and violent towards each other in their headspace and rhetoric towards each other.
Okay, Baerry is not violent.
Your rhetoric was violent. Anyway.
Smash tournament.
You made sure these songs are royalty free, right?
Yes, of course I did. Plus,
all right.
We still haven't decided. I want it to be on your channel, but you didn't say. Anyway, not important. I went and got them from channels. See, you can see this one. This guy just does royalty free music. Anyway.
All right.
Most of them are from this guy, and then there's one from the other guy, and one from another guy that does royalty-free music. Cool. Anyway, so, recap. This is all
election day. It's election day.
It is not election day. It's not election day.
Not yet. It's not.
It was the night before election day, and
it
all
was not.
School.
Shush. So last time on Sacred Grove, it was October. Something another 21st or whatever.
Oh,
and
so it was October.
It's been October.
I think it was like October
for
2nd.
Like a while.
It's October 20th because October 21st is when the election was.
It's not. No, October 21st is not when the election was. It's when you woke up. Today is October 22nd in game. It's the 22nd.
All right.
Okay? 22nd, you got...
Which is election day.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I did the thing explicitly right the day before election day.
Well, you should have waited. I have a whole thing planned with debates and stuff. It's election week. Next week. Anyway. So, last week we... Last time... This is all saying in. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Anyway.
Do it live.
Yeah, so last week, Danny and the missing William, went and tried to investigate a mysterious tree that had appeared in the backyard, a few days before. It is now... Was that really the whole of the song? That was supposed to be the whole... That was supposed to be for the recap. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so... A tree appeared. It was... It felt magical to everyone. It didn't seem right, and nobody could really remember if it had always been there. Anyway, the tree's side had glowing runes upon it, and those runes temporarily took the shape of a wizard. A wizardy man. A blue wizard-looking man with the wizard hat and robes. And maybe a face? You couldn't tell. Yeah, so wizard in the tree.
Tree wizard.
Yeah, so follow that. The next night, storm comes down. It's rain goes pitter patter pitter. And lightning struck the tree. Deep in the middle of the night. Lightning struck the tree, and the only people to observe it were Danny and Willie. While investigating a odd group of, I don't know, cultists? Would you describe them as cultist looking?
Yeah,
They
they
were
look
in-
pretty culty.
They were
They
in
were
black
wearing,
robes and weird
Yeah, they were wearing like robes and shit.
necklaces and stuff. So they were pretty culty. So there were these culty guys. They looked at the tree. The tree got struck by lightning. Inside of the tree, something was there. It was glowing, and one of the culty figures grabbed it and pulled it out of the tree. And in a flash of light, you saw it was a sword. It was the figure had a sword pulled
Caliburn.
straight from the bottom of the trunk.
Ashes.
Pulled from the
Yeah.
tree trunk.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that. And
My guess is
then
that
we
it's
finished.
Caliburn.
We finished. And so we return with our other two characters the next morning. You see Jack and Baerry completely refused to go out into the storm, and because their spirits both refused to go, leaving the other one to sneak and connive against them. That was their reasoning. So we come to the next day. It is October 22nd. It is Friday. Elections are next week. And it's morning. How do?
Wait, hold on. When was Halloween in 2010?
Let's see.
Halloween is on the same day every year.
No, I mean what kind of day?
It's not Thanksgiving. It's on a Sunday.
Oh, it's a Sunday. Boo.
Hey, that means no school.
It-
By the way,
It's next
if you
week,
want to change the
in-game.
music, you hit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop
you
this.
do exclamation FS if you want to switch to the next song. If you want to play a new song.
There we go. Stopped. Anyway,
Hooray.
so, so everybody's there. It's morning, Friday. Do any of you have any plans for that Friday or the weekend in game?
Just the two of them, or me too?
You two. The Me Too,
Uh,
You Too movement. Yeah, you two. Willie
Uh,
too, if he was here.
Well,
Any plans whatsoever?
well, Barry's gonna go get breakfast probably.
It's eggs.
Oh, gross.
It's always eggs.
Yeah, what kind of eggs?
Scrambled.
That's fine.
Plain scrambled. The kind that are really fluffy.
And is Danny joining Barry?
Am I there?
It's morning, I guess you are. It's the next day.
Okay.
All right. Anything about my character arousing
I mean-
awokeness?
I can also skip through the weekend if you guys don't have anything to do during this part of the day.
Wait. Okay. The weekend after that whole
Wait,
incident?
is it Friday or Saturday?
It's
It's
Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
My plans are to, I guess, meet up with the people from the finals so that we can determine policies for if Barry wins.
Oh shit, we do need to do that.
Because that was one of the stipulations in the
I
tournament.
totally forgot. How many people beat Barry? It was like 8, 7?
8 people, including Danny.
Okay. So that really means only 7 policies. that we need
Danny
to-
might add a policy. You don't
So-
know them.
And the okay. In the
You don't
meanwhile,
know them.
in the meanwhile, like my character Jack is just like, how should I put this? He's just trying to be like as face open as possible, having like a stand to be like, okay, you want to communicate directly with me, like, hey, if you feel like I've insulted you in some way, come in and talk to me. I'm willing to listen to you for like the stuff you don't like from that announcement. All
I'm
right.
willing to
Oh yeah,
listen.
stuff that we forgot to recap. Baerry ended up getting a recording of Jack saying that policies don't matter and had it played on the intercom.
Oh
And
yeah.
Danny is being held up to that, so that he has to give like an interview about the weird shit that's going on.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we should probably do that as well as.
Wait. Is the interview going to take place before the election?
Well, no. Danny made a deal with the newspaper team to explain the weird things going on.
But like, is it going to happen after the election when you succeed?
I don't know.
Well, that's
up
the
to
thing.
Danny.
Well, that's
Also, thank you for saying when you succeed.
and I was hoping you would
Thank you for
hear that.
thank you for your concession.
Or
I was
Jack shows
hoping-
support for Baerry.
I was hoping
Headlines
you
in
would
the
hear
next
that
in the Friday
especially.
newspaper.
A vote for Baerry shirt to Jack.
I was hoping you would hear that because seriously, right now, I have something in store. If that ultimatum occurs, you will
Okay.
be warned. You have been warned. I've been planning this and not been influenced at all by any discussion during last week. Oh, sorry. Oh, not last week. During 2 weeks ago.
So nothing remarkable happens as you guys eat and do anything over the Friday and the weekend. So unless you have plans, if you want to do things, let me know.
Should we discuss the policies that are that the winners, the Smash tournament winners, get to propose now, or should we do the news thingy now?
Interview is later. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I have plans.
But do you understand what I was trying to do, DM, about trying to have like sort of like hey, if you want to punch me for like something I said horribly wrong. Like I'm trying to do something like that. Just to be like,
Don't tell
Not gonna
me.
ha-
Tell your constituents.
yeah, I'm literally trying to tell other people here.
I mean, if that's what you
Guys.
want to spend your weekend doing, sure.
Well, I mean, like aside from that, I'm not gonna be like trying to do the salesman pitch because I know that's not gonna work in my current populist status. Because right now, the thing that needs to be driven home now is like not even damage control, but just simply look. Unfortunate truths have been heard from people. Phrases may have been taken out of phrase, but if they don't want their people to like have that sort of discussions like that, then I'll be upfront. Aside from like trying to excuse myself from like that saying, I'm just gonna be like, is there anything that you don't like about the school? Like tell me straight up. Blame me for like doing it because like someone who's supposed to be put into power isn't gonna be like just simply like the popular prick, though that is usually what happens. Sometimes you might have to go and be like, hey, I know you don't like me for like some attitudes I might have for certain things, but maybe hear me out. Like why I might say stuff like that. Because let me tell you something. I don't like how this school is run. Hey.
I'll tell you this, Jack.
Yeah.
So, this is how
Just
Jack
fuck
is.
with Biden.
What?
Jack is a young Joe Biden.
Oh, God.
Not relevant yet. It's still 2000. Wait, no, yeah, no. I guess that makes sense. Joe Biden's still relevant. It's 2010. He'd be the vice president.
Anyway, so Jack spends his Friday and weekend, trying to make this speech in front of people, standing on a soapbox outside of the dorms. People don't
damage control.
people don't seem as enthused as they were before with him, but he does get some positive responses. In addition to those positive responses, he also gets a few negative responses, particularly from a Miss Kamira Green, who walks up to him, spits on his shoes, and flips him off while walking away. So that happens.
Mira's a bitch.
Yes. Yes,
I
she
feel
is.
so much more justified in biting her now.
She
And,
has been a bitch
Wasn't
since
she
day one.
there to hear the context?
She's been
I
a
think
bitch
she
since
was.
day one. Anyway, so that's Kamira. Other people who come up to try to respond to you are... Miss Sachiko Yukimura, who slaps you in the face, Jack. Miss
Who slaps me?
Sachiko Yukimura.
She was one of the
She
right-hand people.
Yeah, she was like the right hand of, I want to say, the Stravo's sister?
Don't remember. Miss
Sure, one of them.
Yi Zhang. Miss Yi Zhang. She, like, gives you a pat on the back, and she smiles. She's like, well, you've got to vote for me because you're the best of 3 terrible options.
Wait,
That's
she
rude.
says that about herself or me?
You. She
She's
says...
voting for you because you're not nearly as bad as me or Davenport.
Why is this suddenly feeling like 2016 even though it's 2010?
Dominicus Cruson and his close friend Geneva Palmer both stand in front of you, both wearing their very neat-looking clothes. Dominicus in his white shirt, tie, and black slacks, all neatly pressed and ironed, and Geneva in a very, very long skirt and a similar white poofy blouse.
They're the Mormons, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They're the what?
Mormons.
Oh, yeah.
They just place their hands each on each of your shoulders while holding hands together. They close their eyes and they say, "We're praying for you, your soul, and for you to win." And they just smile and walk away, holding hands in the most...
Creepy.
What,
Yeah.
they don't want to vote for the Prince of Hell or the Wizard?
Now, on the other hand, Mr. Zawar Al-Jazawi, Al-Gahazawi? Whatever.
Al-Ghazwi.
Zawar walks up to you and he just shakes his head and walks away. He is not convinced by your new facade. And so those are the responses you get that are really memorable. Some other people, they come up and they talk to you, but it's not super relevant. None of them seem to be very important, and so they're not very memorable. You just recognize these 4 because they were previously important in the previous campaigns of the excluded candidates.
Alright.
And in the case of Kamira Green, you recognize her because she's a bitch.
She's someone we've come across multiple times.
Remember,
No, I
her
mean-
introduction was threatening and cajoling Moses into dating her, which he was very uncomfortable with because she was, checks notes, 4 years younger than him.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. How old is she?
10.
Oh gosh, she's a year younger than Baerry. Now I
Yeah.
kind of feel bad about pushing her on the ground and biting her for touching my stuff.
I don't think you should really feel bad.
I mean,
because
she's
of
only a
these
year
statements.
younger than you.
Just for a reference,
True.
there are a few other 10-year-olds. Okay, there are actually 2 other 10-year-olds in the game.
She's probably only a few months younger than Baerry, considering Barry's birthday was on the first day of school.
Do you want to know what the two other 10-year-olds in the entire game are?
Sure.
Because I just mentioned them. Dominicus Croissant and
the
Geneva
Mormons.
Palmer. Both of them are 10 years old.
Oh god. Oh man. Barry needs to get some magnets.
What? Magnets?
Yeah.
How the fuck do they work? Anyway.
So, do we get in contact with the tournament winners or what?
If you want to.
Sure. Well, do you, the DM, have their policies written down?
God, no.
All right, then we'll figure that out. We'll do that after the election then.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give you, the DM, time to write that down.
I don't even
The
remember who I
policies
wanted
are
to be the things.
Policies.
I could have I could if I wanted to improvise
Just
them.
bullshit some policies off the top
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
head.
yeah.
But if
But-
you improvise them, you're gonna have to
I'm
write
gonna
it down
forget.
and remember. Exactly.
I don't even remember
How
who
can
I
you
wanted
forget
to be
you're
the 8
recording
people.
this?
Hey, I forget things and I record my campaigns.
But you
I mean,
have
this.
go back
To be
and
fair,
watch
this
it.
has not gone on YouTube yet. We'll see
Yes.
when I decide to put it on. I still want this to go on your channel, Barry, but it can go on my channel. We'll figure it out. I just figured we could kind of do a cross-play thing where we put full games on your channel, kind of add more content to your channel and have it be regular, and then on my channel do more irregular but consistent content of a more exponential. What is that word? Extraneous.
Experimental?
Extraneous. A more extraneous type. I hate doing that, by the way. That is probably the one thing that makes my public speaking not as good as it could be. Forgetting how to say a word, but being really insistent that I need to say that word. It's like a Porky Pig thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
I will rewrite entire sentences if I don't know how to spell a word.
Same though.
I will rewrite an entire sentence just to avoid using the word if I don't know how to spell it.
But sometimes
I'm
it's
dyslexia.
But for me, it's just sometimes the only word that works because I get so annoyed that other words don't fit the sentence.
You could just use the shorter version and just say extra.
Whatever. Anyway.
I mean, extra is just a short word for extraneous.
Extra, read all about it.
So,
Anyway, back to the game.
Forget the word.
if we're not talking
What?
to the news person to give them the skinny and spill the beans and all that, then I guess we're not going to be doing much other than passing out shirts and
All right.
and
So,
stuff.
so Jack spends Friday and the weekend talking on a soapbox that a literal
Yes.
soapbox that he dragged out of the basement junk pile that he found. It's oh, this is a soapbox. Okay. Drags it up. He drags it up the stairs. Thump, 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 thump. Sticks it out in front of the school and just stands on it. It on the bottom. It's written that it was used by the Jewish protesters who were trying to do rights back in the 30s or something. On the bottom. And then on the other hand, Baerry with Danny go and do just a little bit of minor campaigning,
You know
handing
what?
out T-shirts, that kind of thing.
We should make lasagna. We should have lasagna for have a
You're gonna do that for the weekend, or do you want to do that for Monday?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the weekend, just making lasagna, hosting a rally basically in the cafeteria.
Okay. Lasagna
Advertising
party.
advertising free lasagna.
Lasagna party. 17 lasagnas.
All right. So I'm going to need both of you to roll perform, or whatever the equivalent is.
Rapport.
Rapport?
No, what's the equivalent of perform?
Well, I got a -2 because
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
me-
none of my skills have that.
Meanwhile, for me, I'm currently at
Sure, I'll just do a flat roll.
I'll just
Crafts.
go ahead and roll.
Crafts is the one that I was looking for.
Well, it's a -2 and a 0.
Okay. Yeah. So
Gunmetal could roll a -3. Oh, that's a
Sure.
+2. Shit.
Get
Shit,
your rapport.
Jack's lasagna is better than
No,
ours.
I thought it was craft, not rapport.
no, he's rolling rapport.
Ooh.
Yes.
You two
He's
are
able to
rolling
talk
crafts.
himself into getting a better lasagna.
So you two, the cafeteria lady, she says, cook. She says, all right, I'll do it, but you two have to cook with me. And she smiles, and she just has like the look on her face, and her cheeks are puffed out and like red. You know, like the cute 30-year-old woman trope. What's that trope called? You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
rosy cheeks, like happy to see you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, she does that. She brings it out, and she cooks with you. Baerry, your half of the lasagnas, you're working on the actual pasta bits. They're a little bit stringy. She makes her pasta by hand, and she just gave you the crank to work with, and you just cranked a little too fast. So the
Yeah, that sounds like something I do.
yeah, so they came out just a little bit wonky by going through the pasta. You know, like how they have those like Play-Doh Funhouse things. It's
Yeah.
like that, but for pasta. That's how pasta is made. Pasta's
Yeah.
ridiculous. On the other hand, Danny
Just edible Play-Doh.
is
Yeah.
Danny is making ricotta. Is making the ricotta, and it's hard to fuck up. Danny makes the ricotta. It's not great. It could be better. It's a little salty. Some of the herbs went in slightly too much. It's a little intense, but it's ricotta, so it's still fucking delicious. As always, you know. I mean, like
I would argue I'm not actually a big fan of ricotta.
it's ricotta. Ricotta is like the second best cheese, third best cheese, sixth best
Fourth
cheese.
best cheese.
What are the better cheeses?
Cheddar, particularly white cheddar, like a really sharp cheddar.
Yeah, like a good New York cheddar.
Yeah, Parmesan is actually better for a lot of uses.
I fucking love
like
Parmesan.
more, but I mean like real Parmesan. So don't actually get real Parmesan very often. So
Real Parmesan is expensive.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it is because it's only made in one fucking city in the world.
Yeah. It's like champagne.
Yeah, but like it has a real important reason for only working there because like the cows have a specific gut bacteria. Anyway, it's different. So Parmesan is better, and then I would have said brie back in the day, but I won't say brie anymore because brie's a little strong and you can eat way too much brie. But
Oh yeah.
I can agree with that.
cream cheese is better. Cream cheese
I like
is great.
mozzarella.
Mozzarella is
My
better for
brother
a lot of
absolutely refuses to recognize cream cheese as cheese.
stuff. If ricotta
That's
is
fair.
cheese, cream cheese is cheese.
Yeah.
That's a nice
Cream
keto.
cheese is definitely cheese.
It's,
We've been
it's like,
talking
it's
about
not
cheese
a
for like 5 minutes.
Cheese is good.
You're
I
right.
know.
At this point, I should just make somebody whose fucking spirit is a cheese. Wait a second, that already exists.
We already have a walking triangle.
No, wait a minute.
You know who?
about the
You know what?
cheese ghost?
Christine could probably make some Gouda.
No, anything but that cheese. Anything
Gouda
but
is
that
fucking
cheese.
delicious, by the way.
You
That
don't
was-
want Gouda made by a literal demon?
I'm not really a big fan of Gouda.
Smoked Gouda used to be my favorite cheese growing up.
Smoked
Smoked
Gouda.
Gouda.
So what's the deal with our lasagna?
Yeah. So anyway, you make
Suggesting we
lasagna.
milk
It's not great.
Christine.
Oh, you know what? You could do that if you wanted to. Anyway,
I don't want to.
I don't want to milk the demon goat.
I'm just saying, if you wanted some really good goat's cheese, is ricotta a goat cheese?
Yeah, Gouda is.
Uh,
I think ricotta is. I think we had this conversation.
You might have.
I definitely remember this kind
You
of
can
conversation.
make ricotta with goat. It's just not necessarily goat. Okay. Or sheep. Sheep. Is she a sheep or a goat?
She's a goat.
Okay. Anyway, what were we saying? Right. So you make some lasagna. It turns out all right. Not the best, but it's lasagna, so people still love it. If you want, you can make a variety of lasagnas, or you can just make all plain lasagnas.
I think we'd probably have a vegetarian option. Not vegan, obviously, but vegetarian.
Vegetarian
Yeah,
is
like-
just a plain lasagna.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Generic
For me,
lasagna does
default-
not.
we're
have
not gonna
meat in it.
use eggless noodles.
yeah, no, or the lack of cheese.
At that
which
point,
was
it's
my
not
main concern.
lasagna.
Yeah, no. I think that for me, default lasagna has meat in it, which is why I
Yeah.
specified we make
I have
vegetarian.
never. I mean, obviously, I've
That's
never
because
had
you're a
it.
vegetarian.
Yeah, but
Default for me, lasagna has at least ground beef in it.
why would it
Exactly.
need that though? Because
Because
it
it's
would ruin the
good.
taste of the cheese.
You only say no. Cheese and beef go really
No,
well
I
together.
have had pasta. I've had that stuff with beef sauce in it. It has ruined the
Are you gonna-
taste of the food.
are you
No, no, no,
gonna-
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no. We're
are
not
you gonna
saying
say
that
that-
it's meat sauce.
Yeah,
We're
no.
saying
It's
we're adding in
one of the layers is ground beef. You have
Sounds
noodle.
horrible.
You
Anyway,
have noodles, then cheese, then noodle, then beef, then noodle, then cheese, then noodle, then beef, then noodle, and then you
is
dip
there
that.
sauce
you,
on every layer or sauce on every other
yes,
layer? Or
sauce on every layer and on the top, above the sauce. is more
controversial
cheese.
opinion.
on top of the lasagna is a very thick layer of mozzarella,
Yeah, obviously.
which you cook until it's brown and then it's stretchy and it's delicious.
Controversial opinion.
Controversial
lasagna-
opinion.
Is a casserole. Lasagna is a casserole.
It absolutely is.
It is. Like that's not controversial. That's a statement of fact.
Controversial opinion. Lasagna is a cake.
That is also valid.
It's spaghetti cake.
But yeah, no, lasagna is literally just pasta casserole. Anyway.
It really is just a pasta bake.
Oh, that sounds so good. Sorry. Distractions. Back to the game. So you make
We
that.
make okay lasagna.
Yep, you get some people to come. They come, they eat. Nobody pledges to vote for you, but nobody pledges not to vote for you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I didn't get slapped in the face, so I'm doing better than Jack.
Yes, exactly. Just for reference, Jack probably wouldn't have been slapped in the face if he hadn't spent 6 hours straight trying to apologize. Just saying. Maybe that wasn't the best look. Most people
Apologizing means recognizing that you did wrong.
probably.
Yeah, like
Exactly. Anyway.
That's not a politician move.
and here's the thing, I'm trying to become a better politician by involving morals into this.
Oh, you
Morals? What the
if you wanna
fuck
be a
kind of
politic-
politician are you?
He's
What are you,
He's
a
what
socialist?
he's what Republicans pretend to be.
I seriously am seeking more for like the Sanders route, but who's guessing?
Moral sounds... A politician with morals, that sounds like socialist propaganda.
What are you, some kind of pinko?
What are you, some kind of commie? Why should I care about other people?
What did other people? What have other people ever done for me?
I like to imagine that Baerry and Danny like are saying these things in the crowd with like fake mustaches on.
Oh no.
Just like hide themselves in the crowd. They're like,
Christine would,
"Where
though.
did these
Christine.
people ever do to me?"
Christine is definitely saying
Christine
this
wearing
to
a hat and a
Azriel.
mustache.
Yeah, she's definitely saying this to Azriel.
Alright, so what day is it now?
All right, so now that the weekend's over, it's Monday, and we
I
return
will say
to the
also that over on Sunday, Danny did invite Baerry over to play Smash.
Hell yeah.
game. Is Danny gonna try to train Baerry at Smash?
I don't think we're going to be holding Smash tournaments all that often. This is more just, hey, we played this. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Barry's terrible at it. Well, not terrible, but not overtly good.
All right, so it is Monday.
Nice.
God damn it.
You have to hit FS to. Oh yeah. You need to do exclamation point loop
I
so
don't
that
need
the
to
song
loop it,
doesn't
though.
end.
It's
There you go.
Monday.
And whenever you want to play another song, you do the play command and then do exclamation point FS. FS stands for forced skip.
Whatever.
That would have come in handy the other day.
Oh yeah. Apparently we've had the DJ role this whole time, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, no, I gave it to you.
2 weeks
I gave
ago,
it to y'all
apparently.
when y'all weren't able to. Like
All
I
right,
think
all
it was
right,
like
all right.
last week.
Okay, so it is Monday, October 25th, I think. October 25th? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. October 25th. Elections are on
Yes.
Friday, the 29th.
I can tell it's right because on this year, 2020,
It's only one day
Halloween's
moved
on
across.
Halloween's on a Saturday, so just move everything over a day, and you got 2010.
Yeah,
Really, is that how that works?
it works.
Most of the time, yeah.
It works in this specific decade. Example.
Yeah, in this specific go around, it works because we already know that Halloween's on a Sunday.
Yeah, all you gotta do is move everything. I was doing this earlier. It was very convenient. Anyway, so yeah, October 25th, Monday. All right. You walk into school, and everyone around you is seeming to be excited for the upcoming election. It's taken over the school by storm. Over the last few weeks, people have gone from being really excited to being kind of bored, to being really excited again, to being kind of bored. Mostly in reaction to all the things that you have done, and the massive, giant battles that have taken place trying to win this election. And all of that sort of
Figurative
thing.
and literal.
Exactly. But right now, there's a lot more buzz going on. Everybody's whispering in the halls around you.
You mean me, Jack, the pariah?
No.
You
Around
are not
all
a
of you.
Oh,
pariah.
Everyone seems to be whispering. Everyone around you seems to be whispering at all times. They're staring at you. Danny,
Hello.
you notice more attention. You notice that you're getting more attention than you should be getting, because obviously you have not been in the limelight. You've been a campaign manager, sure, you've helped, but you should
helped.
not be getting more attention than Baerry.
Hey, Barry's not complaining.
People are staring at you.
Oh yeah, Barry's gonna put up their hood and try and hide behind Danny.
Eyes are glaring, almost like
Danny
spotlights.
is nervous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
You-
straight up.
Jack? Yes?
Yes. I was gonna ask what's going on? What's everyone
No
looking at
one-
me?
No one seems to respond. No one seems to care everybody's whispering, but whenever you come close, whenever you try to ask them questions, they just obfuscate. They dance around it. You go,
Oh,
"Ha!
come on.
No,
I
no,
knew
no, no,
as
no,
soon as-
no.
I know you were gonna say that as soon as you said obfuscate.
Okay,
You
then
didn't have
I'm
to
gonna-
call attention to it.
Alrighty then, I'm gonna
Anyway.
go ahead and ask Noah secretly, like, Noah, are you sensing anything strange going on in the subconsciouses of my peers?
What was Noah's voice again? It was.
Noah. I like
Right,
a sort of
yeah,
like a
so-
soft-spoken nerd.
Kind of
reptile.
nasally. That's what it was. Yes, right. There is something going on. I'm not comfortable right now. He whispers to you. You've gone to a corner of the school and you've let him stand in front of you. He's shivering. His knees are knocking together. I swear it wasn't this scary before. Something's wrong. Someone's out to get me. He shivers
Okay.
and then just closes his eyes and melts back into being your ring, just jumping back onto you, refusing to stay in revified form. And he just stays there.
I just wanted to like embrace him before he did that. It's like
You don't get the chance. You try, but as you kneel down and try to grab him, he melts in your arms and returns to his form.
That's it.
I'll do.
That's it. Alright. I'm gonna find this guy and I'm gonna take him out. Who's terrifying Noah?
It's the new spirit.
Um,
It's the new thing. He whispers in your mind's ear. That scans, right? Mind's ear? Yeah, okay. It's the spirit. Take it out. It's out to get me. So, on the other hand, Baerry,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that Christine is angry. You can feel her emotions in the back of your mind. You can sense her sitting there, and it's almost a physical warmth, which is oddly comforting because every time you stare around you, you get a slight supernatural chill go down your back. You feel as
Yeah, I
if
just put up my
everything is
hood and
scary.
hide behind Danny.
Yeah. And the only warmth that you have right now is the warmth of her anger that you can feel in your heart. Danny,
Real dealing.
Azriel doesn't seem to be scared. Azriel, in fact, seems odd. He seems not. He stays in his regular form, the necklace, the pendant, because he knows that's what you would want. But he seems excited. Something is in the air. Master, listen. There's someone new. It's that energy we sensed we sensed on Thursday. It's the energy. I can feel it. Something's wrong. At that very moment, Jack, you walk back in around the corner, and at that very same moment, Daven Colt walks through the back doors. Standing with him is Chimera Green and his other cronies. Daven is wearing a hoodie that is gray and almost seems textured when you look at it, as if it was slightly metallic. But its sleeves are a light cyan greenish blue. maybe a little bit darker than a cyan, but you know what I mean, like a greenish blue or a bluish green. His pants are corduroy and very dark green above his pure black laceless penny loafers. Don't know where this kid got penny loafers, but he did. I'm gonna need all of you to roll notice.
Oh my god.
Hey,
It's
notice.
go time.
I'm slightly good at that.
Me too.
Wait, did
I'm
I actually
average
get the
at
right?
it.
Did I get the right one?
I got 2.
I got a -2.
I actually got the right name of the skill. Yay! Jack doesn't notice
That's
shit.
a 1.
You got one?
I got a 1.
All
I
right.
got 2.
Jack, you basically only notice what I've already told you. You see Daven with his cronies.
Clothes.
He's wearing clothes. And his you do notice that his hoodie is slightly metallic. Kind of a weird shifting shadows around it, as if it was made of something more than mere fabric. Danny!
I quickly. Okay.
Huh? Yes, go ahead.
I was just gonna go quickly at Noah. I'm just wondering, do you sense anything? from
Noah
Davenport?
Not spooked.
Noah is quiet. He refuses to say anything. Danny! As
Hello.
Davin walks in, you see all of what I've described, but you also see a necklace around his neck. The necklace has a silver chain, and on it is a shield with a vaguely familiar design. It looks kind of like the shield from Zelda, kind of like a few other shields you've seen. It's vaguely anime-ish, if you know what I mean, like that kind of shield design. But it's green. It's green and green and gray. Behind the shield is a singular sword. And that's all you see. Baerry, what you see is what I just described for the other two, but one additional detail. On that sword, sticking slightly out from the shield around Davin Colt's neck, you see a line of greenish blue runes down the center. So he walks in. Davin walks in and he's banging. Everybody seems to be happy to see him. People who were staring at you, people who were disturbed to see you, seem happy to see Davin. Many of them come to shake his hand. Some of them are exclaiming that they are so happy that they will be voting for him. That he's gonna win, even though the election hasn't happened. And you try to remember back, but you don't remember a single thing Davin has done in this entire election. The only thing you remember Davin saying about the election was to you, Baerry, on the battlefield, discussing the problem children with the Stravoses.
Oh yeah, I have no memory of that, and as such, I don't think Baerry would have any memory of that.
Well, then you literally remember nothing. You remember him doing absolutely nothing for the entire. I don't even know how long it's been. Like I think it's been.
I think it was like a month.
More than a month.
When that happened.
Yeah,
it was a month
it's
ago.
about a month. The only thing I remember happening on the battlefield
Almost a
was Jack accidentally wearing a shirt with Davin's colors.
I mean, I overheard you guys. I think that was the thing. I overheard you guys' conversation, and I was trying to show my own team color spirit in this combat, and that's why you only remember that, because that
Um,
was literally a funny moment.
Can I pull Christine out? I want to try and get the collars around Davin.
You can try.
All right, what do I need to roll?
Will.
Will. All right. Let's see.
Remember your bonuses.
1.
You take Christine out of your bag. She's plush, but you can feel rage seething under her fur. You look into her eyes and you command her to focus her rage, and she tries. You can see with all of you can see this with your spiritually enhanced eyes. A black spiked collar starts to appear around Davin's neck. It starts to form, and it begins to tighten. You can see all of the usual suspects looking and watching as this happens. You can see Chimera watching. You can see Moses watching. You can even see the Stravos siblings and their former lieutenants watching.
Uh-oh.
But there becomes an issue. As soon as the collar touches the shield around his neck,
Shit.
it disappears.
Fuck. Can I try again, but have it focus around the hilt of the sword?
Try again.
Alright. 3!
You focus your energy, and you focus Claire. It is Claire, not
Christine.
Christine's. You focus Christine's energy around it, and it begins to work. Flames shoot up in a small little circle, moving around the hilt of the sword. It tightens. It seems to work. But Daven doesn't seem different. Daven seems unaffected. And as you remember, when you did this to the spirits before, their people were destroyed. This is part of why the Stravoses became so extreme in the last few days of their election, of their campaigning. So violently extreme. So yeah, that's what you see.
Now, nobody knows that it's me, right?
Well,
The only one in proximity to me who'd even be able to make the connection would probably be Danny, right?
well, I mean, every spiritually activated person can see all of this happening. So
And like that includes me seeing.
you're gonna have to make a stealth roll
Alright.
to deceive all of them.
Oh, whoops. 1.
You deceive all of the extras. However, 2 eyes do lock on yours and seem to recognize what you've done. Those
Danny
are...
and Jack.
No, actually. Danny and Jack don't have to save for this. They just figure it out. Because they know the aspect of your spirit. No, the 2 that lock eyes on you are Moses Freeman
Oh, fuck.
and Chimera Green.
Okay, that I can handle.
Or an enemy.
Yeah, I don't care if she knows.
She's actually on Davin's side, though.
Yeah, but I don't care about her.
Well, is there anything else you want to do?
She moved my bag.
She's done a lot worse than that.
She moved your bag, and also she's a bitch.
Yeah, but more
She's a
importantly,
big-
she
she's a big
moved
fat
my
bitch, she's a-
bag.
is the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. Anyway, yeah. So that happens.
Just
to
like,
get the cap off.
Over
of
the
my
rest
super
of the over the course of the rest of the day, the Daven and his people seem to stick together all the time, but they seem to be shaking hands. Daven is still cool, calm, and collected. You're not sure why. And that's what happens. Do you guys have anything else to say?
I'm like,
You want to
The
do anything
fact
the
that,
rest of Monday?
like right now, Jack, like, upon like after like hearing that like no one has nothing to say about like Gavin, it's like tearing up, like feeling like frustrated right now over everything. It's just like it's like he's not trying to show it in front of like anyone right now. He just goes over to like a bathroom and like just starts bawling his eyes out. It's like
Fair enough.
it's so much.
So, do any of you have things to do the rest of Monday? Anything?
Not that I can think of. What about you?
Not really.
Jack? Anything Monday?
Anything Monday? I'm just trying to like see if I can still try to talk with anyone. Anyone.
Roll rapport.
All right.
When I get back to when like school is over, I'm gonna try and talk with Moses about
One.
like
At the end of
what's
Monday?
going on.
You gonna do that Monday?
Yeah,
Jack,
after school.
people seem all right with you. Nobody seems to be as angry with you anymore, but I mean, Kamira's still a bitch, but everyone else seems to have calmed down. However, nobody's really like siding with you. So Danny, you wanted to talk with Moses Monday, or did you want to wait till Tuesday morning? Monday? All right.
Yeah, if he's in the room.
He will go to the room at 10 p.m.
It's not so bad.
Yep. He arrives at 10 p.m.
Danny usually probably goes to sleep around like 11, so that's fine.
Yeah. At this point, Baerry would probably be playing Smash with Danny again.
You are not getting enough sleep.
Oh, definitely not.
Oh, absolutely not. You think I got enough sleep as a kid?
I'm just saying, like 11, and then you have to wake up at 6.
Hey, that's my life every night.
When you're
Right
supposed to be,
now.
yeah, but you're supposed to get like 1 to 2 more hours as a kid than now.
Yeah, but listen,
Actually,
there's a reason I have terrible
or is that
bags
teenager?
under my eyes.
Or is it teenagers that are supposed to get like 11 hours?
Actually, everyone's supposed to, like, you're not the
8
notion
hours
that
works
you're-
for me.
Well,
8
the
hours
notion
works.
that you're supposed to sleep less as an adult is false. You're fairly even throughout everyone's lifetime.
No, the teenagers
just
do need
society.
more sleep because they get they get like exhausted by the growing process. There's like a whole thing with the like that's what like how growth spurts work is they literally like cause things to happen and that makes you really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Danny's awake. He's basically be like, "Do you have any idea what's going on? Everyone's staring at me, and I don't like it."
Wait, am I playing Smash with you, or do I?
I don't know, probably.
I'll flip a coin, or I'll do evens odds. Evens yes, odds no.
Evens,
Evens yeah. I'm playing Smash with you.
All right. So Moses walks. Yeah. Are you sure you want to talk about this in front of your friend?
I mean, yeah.
All right. He sits on his bed and just leans back. He stares at the ceiling, just sighing. He's still a huge beefcake of a
14-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He's
still
still
looks like a
Jo-
JoJo's character.
He's still Jonathan Joestar, but black.
Yeah, so he leans back, he's just sighs, like, well, you see, something's been happening lately.
A lot of things have.
Well, the spiritual connections of the school have been exasperated, and, gossip has gotten around. While most people in the school are still spiritually blind, as, I mean, should be obvious to you, you do notice something, well, I've noticed something a little bit odd. There's been some gossip around that, well, the people are noticing these things. They've noticed the strength happening, and a lot of people back, a few weeks ago, they saw just how, well, they kind of saw the fight in that battle. Well, anyway, they heard gossiping that there's gossip around that you know the scoop. So everyone's kind of just watching you because they know you're a freak and they don't know we are.
Well, I did promise that interview.
Yeah, that may not have been the wisest idea.
I can do that tomorrow.
No, I'm the one in the interview.
Oh. I mean, I could just take them there to see it.
Well, if you want to do that tomorrow, I'm sure he'd be all right with that. I can let him know tomorrow morning. We have class together. He pats Danny on the shoulder heavily, and then after, like, he gets up, pats Danny on the shoulder, then goes back to bed, closes his eyes, and kind of just falls asleep immediately. And he's just, like, sleeping while you guys continue to play games into the night.
Yeah. Imagine at some point we give Christine a controller and Azrael a controller.
Azrael's just like, no. Azrael. Master, Master, I don't have thumbs.
Shit, Christine doesn't either.
Both of them are just, like, trying to tap on the controller. Like, they set the controller down, and they kind of just, like, bash at it with, like, their hands. But it somehow works.
It'd be that thing where, like, they don't... mashing the buttons... Yeah, it somehow works. I think Christine would probably main Pichu.
I main Pichu. I love Pichu.
No
It's
idea
dumb.
who Azrael would main.
It's dumb to play Pichu, but it is fun to play Pichu.
Master again.
I just posted the roster.
Azrael mains Mewtwo. Anyway.
Baerry mains Young Link.
Luigi and also sometimes Mr. Game & Watch. Like if someone else has already chosen Luigi.
Really? I didn't realize Mr. Game & Watch was in that game.
No.
Wait,
you didn't Brawl?
I've never played
Yes.
Melee, but if I remember what I've seen and heard, I think he wasn't as good as he was in Brawl. I think Melee Game & Watch was kind of shit.
Alright. Well,
Yeah.
while y'all play out the morning, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, it's Tuesday. I should end this music.
Yeah, maybe.
The spooky music was supposed to only happen for Monday. That was the Monday music, and then there's no music for Tuesday, because I didn't expect you to do anything Tuesday. Then I got stuff for Thursday, and stuff for voting day Friday. So, you wanted to do an interview? You wanted to do the interview?
Do you have it planned out yet?
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to do. I really should cut these things, but I've realized just how lazy I am that I'm totally not going to do that.
Absolutely not. Why would you put effort into anything?
All right. I'm back.
Okay.
Alright, so...
I get if you want to do the interview Tuesday, we can do it Tuesday.
So you can do the interview, or we can leave the interview for after the election arc. Up to you guys.
Actually, yeah. Having it after the election art would be neat.
Okay. So
Okay.
Tuesday, anybody want to do anything Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Out of character, like if it was me, I would confront Daven about like, hey, what the hell going on?
Mm-hmm.
I saw you take a sword out of ashes. I saw you destroy a wizard. What the hell?
Out of character, I do that too, but
In
Baerry
character?
wouldn't.
In character, Danny is not that confrontational.
We need to figure out a way to get his to take off his necklace.
The only confrontational character is Jack.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
he's been pretending not to be.
Okay. I want to put a collar on Jack.
Why?
Okay, you can do that Tuesday.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna need is opposed will rolls.
All right. I got one.
Let's see how much Jack fucks this up, because honestly.
Why?
We got
are
a
you
worse Jack.
Well, my thought process is if I can get Jack mad, I can get him. I can try and convince him to rip off Daven's necklace, and that'll. I'm guessing the shield gives Daven some protection against outside magic. That's my guess. So if we can, my thought process is if we can remove the necklace, then we can make him mad.
Jack, are you gonna do your roll?
Yeah. Oh, what role is it?
Will.
Opposed will. You have to get
Opposed
above a
will?
1.
Yeah, shouldn't be too hard, but with your luck.
If you get -4, then you die.
-1.
All right, so Jack. So what happens? So let's do this out 1 sec.
Let's say it's at breakfast.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is a lot calmer than I
That
thought
is
it was
too
gonna be.
much.
Huh?
In another server.
Oh, what?
Something in another. Killa posted something terrible.
Damn it! I wanted to draw that.
No.
No,
In the
I
other.
saw. I saw.
In the bad one.
Yeah, I saw. No, you have to do FS.
There we go. This is a little bit more exciting. Sorry, I have extra background music, but I had a whole bunch of Celtic tracks because of what you're going against this time. Sorry. So this is one of the extra backing tracks. So Baerry, at lunchtime, you confront Jack in the middle of the lunchroom. You kind of pull him aside, and you place your hand on Christine's head, and you focus your will. Jack, Noah tries to warn you, even though he's scared to speak. He urges you. He says in your mind, he's like, "Move, move, move, move." But
I try.
you don't manage to. Instead, you can see as bright, flames encircle your neck, and you can feel as the tight black collar goes around. Everyone with spiritually activated vision can see this around you as the collar tightens around your neck. Jack, you feel the inside of this collar. This is the first time a PC has felt the collar. It is horrible. You can feel little spikes jabbing into your neck. Little tiny spikes. It feels like one of those one of those collars, the spike collars that have spikes on the inside to stop the dogs from running. And you feel as these little spikes jab into your neck constantly, irritating you. And you look around. You're seeing red. Both figuratively and literally. Everything around you seems red. Every person seems like they're staring at you more than they had been. Everyone's face is scowling at you. Everyone seems horrible. The sky outside is blazing red. It feels... You can see it. It almost looks as if you were in hell. You leave. You run. But they follow. You run. You run to class. You sit down. You wait for your class to start. But when the teacher walks in, he is scowling at you. He seems almost to growl your name as he says, "Jack! What are you doing here?" He seems mad. You are scared. What do you do?
I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here, sir.
He walks up to you. He moves forward. His hands, his nails look long and sharp. He walks up and he places his hand on your shoulder. He lightly touches your chin. It feels painful with every physical touch that anyone gives you.
I need to be excused. Excuse me.
We cut back from outside of Jack's... as Jack runs out of the classroom, everybody's walking in. We cut outside as the teacher just looks very concerned. He's just like, what is wrong with that young man? Is he all right? Baerry, how do you respond to that question?
Stress from the election?
Well, it'll have to, I guess it'll resolve Friday.
I'll go talk to him. And Baerry leaves.
Alright. So that's that.
I go up to Jack. I'm like, Davin. I think Davin's cheating. He has a necklace. I noticed it was glowing. I think he's using powers like we have.
Jack.
To cheat, like the twins did.
Baerry seems to almost be towering over you, even though they're usually shorter than you. Their eyes are glowing black in your mind, their teeth sharp and dripping blood, and you only hear one thing. Daven. It's Daven's fault. Daven is cheating. It's Daven. You have to go after Daven. You know it's the only way. You feel
I'm walking.
fear.
I'm rushing. I'm rushing. Whatever silenced Noah, Daven has to be it.
You feel
Stop,
Noah's
Daven.
spirit. You feel Noah as he jumps from your hand. He jumps in front of you. He is huge. Noah
I'm
is
gonna
scary
dispel
to
the
you.
collar. I'm dispelling the collar. I rolled evens and odds, and I said evens I dispel, odds I don't. Rolled evens.
Bug jumps out. He's giant.
Yeah, I am
And
dispelling.
And then, Jack, the collar suddenly goes away. The pain goes away. The redness of the sky goes away. And suddenly, you see Noah there. Noah is, in fact, a giant. Noah is, in fact, in his battle form, but but only for a few more seconds. When the collar goes away, when your rage and your fear goes away, you see Noah instantly become terrified. His eyes grow scared. He begins to shrink. He shrinks down, down, down. Smaller and smaller, down to his normal size, and then even smaller. Small enough to fit inside the palm of your hand. A baby, tiny little raptor whose feathers are downy and fluffy and whose knees are knocking together as he hops in your hand and he cries. He was not afraid for a few seconds, and now the presence is worse than ever because you are only 5 feet away from Daven. Daven, who is inside the classroom.
I'm waiting until after class. I'm talking to him. Then, I am so not speaking with Baerry again. Why? Why
Jack,
is both my
you-
opponents doing this?
Jack, you hide yourself in a corner around the side of the building. You watch as as the class goes by. You see Daven come out and walk by you. He doesn't seem to have his cronies. Kamira's not there. This is the only time you've seen him alone because he has only just come out of class.
Davenport.
Cold.
Davenport.
Need to speak to you. I assume you know the reason why, but if you don't, let me enlighten you. Right now, I fear that you might be using powers beyond your imagining to influence the school.
Oh, really? That's what you fear, huh? And what do you call that on your finger, you bony freak? He gestures at Noah in his ring form.
That is my poor friend, who is frightened, scared to death even. I consider this to be a friend that I would treasure highly and would not abuse. But what you're doing, you're negatively affecting not just him, but everyone else.
Ah, of course that's what you want. Oh, your little friendship, is that what really gets you going? Is this really what you want, oh mister? I am the integrity president? Ah. Well, let me let you in on a little secret. You'll be able to try all of these little arguments in public tomorrow. And he turns around. I'll be seeing you on the in the debate. And he walks away. Chimera Green joining next to him as he laughs and places his arm around her shoulder.
I will show you these powers, these abilities.
Are you gonna attack?
No,
Okay.
I don't want to attack. I don't want to attack him at all. I'm gonna show him on the debate tomorrow what everything will amount to.
All right.
Everything will come clear.
Okay.
Hello?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you left.
No, that was rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's it. It's the debate.
Oh fuck! I am not prepared for this.
All right. So, do any of you have anything else to do on Tuesday before the debate, or Wednesday before the debate? Tuesday, the rest of Tuesday, or Wednesday before the debate? Anything at all?
I take myself to a computer lab and I immediately try to calm myself down. Try to get Noah to calm himself down. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and try to write something down for tomorrow. Trying to get my thoughts focused. Not trying to let myself go freeform. Just simply prepare myself for tomorrow. It's the debate.
All right.
I'm
Any
gonna show
preparation?
them with words.
Baerry, Danny, do you want to make any preparations?
I have no idea.
Danny, do you want to help Baerry with preparations at all?
I'll help, I guess.
I want to put a collar around myself so that instead of being scared by everyone watching me at the debates, I'll get angry.
All right. Roll will.
All
Roll a
right.
will check
It's-
against yourself.
You don't have to roll a save. It's going to be a much lower check. It's just how effective it is.
Well, it's a 0. Oh wait, no, it's a 2. I forgot to add the 2.
All right. Wow, you rolled all blanks.
Yeah.
That's only a 1 in like something chance. I don't know.
16, I think.
Because it's a 2 in 6 chance of each one.
Oh, wait.
Multiply that. So it's a 1 in 3 times 1 in 3 times 1 in 3 times 1 in 3.
Yeah, it'd be 3 to the 4th power.
Yeah. 9,
81.
37. Yeah.
81.
Yeah, so it's 81. So that's not bad. Anyway. So yeah. When you wake up in the morning, you place the collar upon your neck, and your vision becomes red. Everyone seems to make you a little bit angry, to make you cranky, but no one seems to change for you. Unlike how Jack experienced it, everyone seems to look the same. They just seem to make you more angry. As if you've let go of your fears. What's happened is that you've converted your anxieties and fears into pure, unbridled rage. So, I mean, it works.
Yeah, so basically everyone looks like Chimera Green to me.
Yeah, everyone's horrible. You do not feel sorry for Jack any longer. The first
The
moment,
player do, but...
Yeah. But I mean, the character did for a few, like the last night. Right now, the character does not feel bad for Jack. The character, Baerry, is mad at Jack. Anyway, as soon as they see him. God damn it, Siri. All right.
Well, I'm gonna stick in Danny's room until the debates, just playing Smash Bros and getting extremely tilted.
All right. It's Wednesday, October 27th. As all three of you walk up to the stage in the auditorium. I love this music. You are called up to the front of the stage to give your opening remarks. Baerry, what do you say?
Fuck.
Statement there, Baerry. I don't think the teachers will appreciate you cursing on the stage.
Can I take my statement last?
The,
Or are they going in alphabetical order?
the teachers just like wave at you like and just like tell like fine. Jack, go. They point at
Really?
Jack.
Alrighty then.
Opening
Let's
statements.
do this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all
It's
ready
actually like
for
4
a nice
p.m.
discussion here.
I like to imagine he wrote that before knowing when the debate would be.
It's the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'd
Oh,
like
shit.
to start things off by possibly pointing out some policies I've had in mind that I really wanted to say that I desired for this school. Things I wanted to have changed, such as hey, let's just get more student requests for lunches be done for a bit more of a personal meals. I mean, I know we already have the buffet style, but if we were to get more personalized for say an entire day in which of the week in which we could all have individual lunches, I think that would be fantastic. But then there's also stuff like all of us dealing with our own issues, our own problems, and just feeling ostracized because of them, even though we're supposed to be among peers. Stuff like that can make you really question whether or not you can feel comfortable in your own skin. And I think this is where I'm gonna stop the speech I prepared and just go off script by saying, guys, I might not be the most awesome guy at all. Seriously, you might think of me as a horrible person who's I don't know, running
Jack.
this selection.
You see one of the teachers tapping her wrist as she's time.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I really wanted to be a president because I wanted to be in a position of power because I felt it was deserved. It was something to raise for. But then something changed me. And it was this school. And horrible things happening. I don't know why, but everyone I know literally feels like something new is coming out of them. And I just wanted to do things normally. I just want everything to be normal and for everyone to be okay. I don't want to see anyone else die. I want everyone to live. And I want everyone to know these weird things are not weird because everyone else I see is starting to use them. And I'm the only one that's just trying to be there. So please, these spirits or whatever you might call us weird for, they're out there. I have it, other people have it, and if you want to hear more, talk to me later. Because I'm telling you the truth. I want the best for you all, including myself. And now you, Baerry, come here.
Barry's not going to approach.
Jack, I want you to roll notice.
Okay. This was my grand scheme all along, Danny.
No!
You don't notice anything. You just see Baerry refusing to come and be come to conciliation. Baerry, you're pointed at by one of the teachers. Opening statement.
Thumbs up.
Well, I'm not sure where to go after that, but I can assure you that I'm not seeking a position of power for the sake of having power. Just sort of stumbled into this, and I'm gonna do my best. And then Baerry walks away from the podium.
One of the teachers just walks up to you, pushes you back.
All right. Well, that's the end of my. Well, that's me, the player, saying that's the end of my opening speech.
Yeah, but this is a debate.
Yeah, I don't know how to debate that. I've already scheduled with my my campaign manager an interview with the school press on my thoughts on the subject in a few days after the election.
The teachers nod to Daven. For reference, a few people clapped at Jack's being kind of interested. It was especially the people in the front row, all of which, or at least most of which, you recognize as being spiritually awakened. Others are not as interested. It seemed kind of weird by it. Baerry, a few other people clap. People from all over clap. It's sparse, but a meaningful cross section of the group. Daven begins his speech. Sorry, I'm gonna wait for the music cue.
Did you hit loop?
Yeah. Daven goes up to the he's at his podium. He stands, he stretches, and he just moves the mic up to his face, and he goes, "All right. So you've listened. No. All right. So you've listened to the other two. Now you want to hear what I can do for you. I am here because I know what is needed for this school. And I know that these two hooligans are not what is needed. Why are these folks at this school, you may ask? No, it's not because of the supernatural or whatever is going on in this stupid place. They
Stupid!
are criminals. He gestures at Baerry. Look at this one's face. I don't know why I went into that accent. Look at this one's face. Look at her. Look at them. They are trying to. They are trying to completely destroy the ethics of this democracy that our school is built around. And look at him. This man, this creature. He gestures at Jack. He tried to assault me yesterday. He is here because of his criminal activity and because he cannot control his emotions. Do you really think that a speech that is confounded and based upon him not controlling his emotions is good enough to describe why he should lead despite all of this? No.
Yay.
Listen to me, my friends. I am the next president. And he rips the sword from his shield on his neck, and he holds it in his hand.
Is it still tiny?
It is still tiny for now, but it begins to glow as he holds it up. No further opening statements. What are the questions?
Does it still have the collar around its hilt?
It seems to.
All right.
I said evens I would, odds I wouldn't.
I'll be right back. I need a drink.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's fine.
What were you
Okay.
going to do?
So,
I rolled to see if I would boo at him insulting my friends. Just be like, boo.
That would not look good,
yeah.
considering your campaign manager.
Yeah, but
okay.
also he's openly insulting candidates on
Yeah.
the debate stage. Who does he think he is? Trump? In the future?
Yeah, no, he's
All right, I'm back.
well, it's definitely changed my game plan. I now know what I'm going to do.
Are you gonna punch him?
No, not yet. Not on
Uh,
the debate. I'm not gonna pull the same thing the Stravos siblings did.
Daven. Okay, so that was Daven's opening statements. He seemed to be attacking you two fairly strongly with his words. The teachers seem to be a little bit put off by this, but the crowd seems to love it. About half of the crowd cheers for him. Also, I'm really sorry about the accent. I don't know where it went. He's meant to be Irish, but I somehow went like somewhere between like weird Spanish accent and like Serbian, I guess. And I don't know why. I guess I just can't hold on to the lilt for a very long in an aggressive way.
Serious, now we're at the wall.
Anyway, so the debate coordinator steps up to the stage. All right, folks. So those have been some wonderful first centuries, and of course, if any of you are willing to do an interview after this, I am piqued. But whatever his plans are for later, let's continue with the debate. Baerry. He flips through some note cards. It says here that you promised to give extra privileges to some people who participated in activities during your campaign. How do you respond to those that think that this is undemocratic? How do you respond to people that think that this is undemocratic?
I'm giving people a voice, a chance to make their voice be heard. It was done in a fair way, and I am humble enough to admit that they did beat me at Smash Bros. But these are the people who are going to be. These are the people that I will be representing, not them specifically, but everyone as a whole, and these are the voices of those people.
Great. Jack, after that wonderfully moving speech, let's get back to how those sorts of things have been coming around. Now, some of the constituents have complained that you have been preachy and spending too much in the pulpit lately, rather than trying to do anything that is actually important for the future of the school. How do you respond?
I'll simply respond this by saying, like, I put 100% focus on the polls because currently, right now, I wanted everyone to completely understand me 100%. I want people to understand the real me before I started actually enacting on some of these goals. I've been around you all, and I wanted to make sure I can understand your desires and wants before I begin to take action. That is what I hope to take from this experience.
But
I'm
what do you
sorry
say
it's-
to the people that think that it's wishy-washy, that you're simply a tool for the current establishment? Because you've obviously been here for much longer than many of the rest of us. You, I understand, have been here for how long?
I've been here for like a few years. Like
This is your third year, if I recall correctly? Okay,
Yeah.
so you began your middle school career at this school. How can we, as new incoming students, truly trust that your perspective isn't warped by the current establishment?
That is a very valid question, sir. And I'll definitely tell you why it's not warped. Before, I might have had like simple ideologies for like what I want to change, but something within me, my flaws started coming about when I saw some injustice. And it might be ugly, but if you guys are willing to bear with me, even through the ugliest of times, and deal with me, I promise you, you get nothing but brutal honesty, brutal conciseness, as I try to rip apart the things that I encountered that is truly wrong in this school and should not be covered up, should not be like a manufactured to be like, everything's okay, everything's alright. We need to know when things are not okay. We can't just be unfeeling people or just kids who are naive about the inner goings of what's going on. Because if we don't know that we're unsafe at times, then we're not going to be ready for when that danger comes to us one night.
All right, let me cut you off, because we have questions for the other participants as well. All right, so Mr. Daven, Mr. Colt, I have it here that understand that many of our avid readers and listeners are concerned that you have done nothing so far to even prove that you are a candidate. Well, sir, I understand those concerns, but this is a student election. This is a student election. I was to understand that these dirty, underhanded, dirty underhand. Look, it works, okay? That these dirty, underhanded tactics were not going to be allowed in this debate. And this race as a whole. I mean, from the very moment that we started, we began with the Strabo siblings and their interpersonal war that led to them being banned from the race. How are they any different? How are my competitors any different? Ah, yes, well, you have to understand. What? We don't have any more time for him? Okay. So, Baerry. We have it under good authority that you were we have it under good authority that you never made such promises to us, and that it was in fact your assistant who made such promises, and in fact they promised that they would be doing the interview. What say you to accusations that accusations that you are trying to steal credit from your own team?
Of course not. Everything that me and my campaign managers discuss is all discussed between us and put through and is come to an agreement between us, and we have not had any disagreements. If my campaign manager felt that I was stealing credit, then I'll give them the chance to speak out right now. And I gesture to Danny.
Danny, you're in the front row.
I give a thumbs up.
That doesn't really answer. And of course, if you were bullying your assistant and taking credit, he wouldn't be willing to speak out on this public stage.
I have given my assistant the proper credit. It was my campaign team that had the idea to host the tournament as well as organize the catering. It was their idea to give the winners the chance to bring up potential policies with me.
Okay. Now, Jack. Just for a normal question, I guess, and let's make it snappy when you speak. We have it. We have good authority that the school policy is to restrict the budget of any presidential candidate to a certain amount. How do you feel that you can enact all of your future policies under that budget?
Usually, one would say compromise might be a very valid option here, and I might be willing to go down that path if all other options were exhausted here. I would say that.
Sure.
I would say.
Sure.
I would say that maybe try to recommend rebudgeting certain aspects of funding, so that I might be able to allow for some of my changes to occur.
Sure. He's like looking at his watch, waiting for you to finish. It's like sure. Oh, you're done? Okay, Mr. Davencolt. We have it under good authority that you have been seen with sneaky figures in the night. What do you say for yourself? Well, you see, as my competitors have been very open with their talents, I suppose I might as well be as well. I do not want to be distrustful of my voting audience. He raises the sword in the air, and you watch as it grows to full length in his hand. It is gold hilted. It has like a gold crossbar with like a giant circle on the bottom that has a cross in it. It's hand wrapped in leather, and along the fuller in the middle of the blade is a set of runes. I was merely communing with my own spirit. He slams the sword into the podium, and there beside him materializes the hologram of the wizard. One sec, sorry. I need to look something in my notes.
My guess is that it's Merlin.
I was immediately suspecting that.
Are you gonna summon?
Question?
What's up?
What would I refer to you as?
Who, me?
Yeah. Like, I'm your campaign manager. What would I refer to you as?
Candidate?
My candidate?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out my candidate's opponent has brought a weapon onto stage.
No one seems to really care.
Damn it! I should have put colors all around the crowd to piss them off every time. I should have done that.
This is my spirit, Mirrodin. This is my spirit, Mirrodin. Mirrodin. This is my spirit, Mirrodin. He came to me in a dream. He blessed me with this sword, for it is a symbol of the office of the king. For I shall rule, of course. You see a weirdly large amount of people in the crowd clapping at this, even though it's a weird and somewhat off-kilter thing for him to say.
Shit, I think the thing
Showing
about
of
the hill.
supernatural powers.
Alright, I think it might be a good idea to dispel the collar around his sword. I think that may have been making him a little more ambitious than necessary.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take a stand, like on his turn. I'm just going to him. So are you done yet? Because really,
You two clearly have a lot to answer for. Now, while you did mention the supernatural aspects of this odd and frankly concerning school, you were not as quick to reveal your own spirits to the crowd. How do you two respond to the fact that Mr. Daven has been very open with his intentions and is now open with his spirit?
well, let me just tell you this. I wanted to save it until afterwards because I didn't want to brandish my powers as something that put me on a pedestal above everyone else.
I have
For,
never hidden Christine. Christine has always been by my side. If anyone has looked at us during lunch, you could see that she was always sitting by me.
I then go and show off like Noah. Noah, up here before me. And show yourself.
Noah does appear. He stands on your podium. He's small.
I probably would have given Danny Christine to hold during this.
Just like walk
So-
on stage.
Christine
just
wiggles, Christine wiggles out of your arm, and as soon as
I want to keep her in the plush form.
as soon as
It-
Drago starts saying this, Christine wiggles out and walks up in her little cute little plush form and scrambles up onto the podium next to Baerry. I told you couldn't do this debate without me.
You were here. And I'm
But still.
Yeah.
She stamps her foot and it makes a squeaking sound.
yeah, like Gur.
Yes. She's like Gur, but instead of a robot inside, she has a demon.
It's a demon. I've never hidden her.
Oh, off topic. I saw something terrible.
Was it in Killa server?
No, it was in another server I'm in. It's like
Oh.
it's a Twitter post. They added Steve because Smash players love minors.
Oh, that's terrible.
I mean,
That is terrible.
that's a good joke. I totally get that, and I didn't see the video yet, but I know who's out.
That's a terrible joke.
It's a terrible joke, but also there is
Why
a
do you-
concerning number of professional Smash players who have been outed as pedophiles.
Why do you
Well,
have to
that
say
sounds like
that
a
in the
discussion.
recording?
Yeah, that's gonna be. We'll
Yeah,
edit.
rumor
Just
on
edit all
Yeah,
of
just
that
edit it.
out.
I
Yes,
don't.
okay.
I am
I
too
don't-
lazy to edit.
Dang
I
it.
said I was
Alright,
gonna
well,
edit
hold
earlier,
on.
but I
You're
wasn't.
gonna- Here's what you do: edit it out and come right back to this point. Sorry, everybody. That was technical difficulties. The recording just cut out, and we had to restart it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Anyway,
All right. I basically go and tell people about like Noah. So this is Noah. He's a microraptor, which is a kind of sort of prehistoric being.
Oh god, the Mormons must be freaking out.
Oh god.
Mormons believe in dinosaurs?
No, they don't.
No, that's the thing.
They're creationists.
That's the thing, man. They would be the ones who would be most terrified about them trying to support.
are they young Earth creationists? I feel
think
like Mormons might be old Earth creationists. So, like from the memory, the whole story involves like space aliens and shit. So
What? No, you're thinking of Scientology.
No.
Scientologist.
no, it
That's
involves
Scientology.
God being an alien who then finished his god's plan and became God here. And now all of the people were...
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. They think that he's someone from another universe.
Oh,
Who basically ascended to godhood from the other
and
god.
then the plan is to make sure that all of us become gods of our own planets, and then
Jesus
so
Christ.
on.
But also, this is still recording.
Yeah. Either way, so
Whatever.
the at least Christine, they wouldn't immediately know she's a demon. They just think she's a walking flesh.
But
Let's just be glad she doesn't have the pentagram on her face yet.
No, that would be bad publicity.
She has the other thing on her face. She has the astrological symbol.
I will say, they are young Earth creationists.
Yeah, they don't believe in dinosaurs. You just costed yourself the Mormon vote, all 2 of them.
I actually
You
think there
cost
might
yourself-
be 3 Mormons.
The ever illustrious Mormon vote.
Yeah.
How many Mormons are there? I might be confusing Mormons with Muslims. That's my problem.
Those are 2 very different things.
Yeah, 2 very different.
Yeah, but they both start with M. And there are 2
That's
Muslims
true.
and 2 Mormons in the school.
That's true. They do both start with M.
Yeah,
There-
that is an objective fact.
The most common religion in the school is Catholic. There are 5 of them. 3 Eastern Orthodox, 2 Baptists, 1 Roman Catholic.
Well, we'll figure that out after the debate.
All right, whatever.
That's
Return
enough,
to the debate.
Yeah. So, I know he might seem like a little scary to you guys because he's all scaly and such, but I think he's a rather adorable guy you could call a friend if you wanted to talk with him.
You do actually see one of the Mormons, Dominicus. He stands and like pushes Geneva behind him, and he summons his spirit. For the first time, yes. For the first time, you see his spirit unshadowed. It is an angel, a beautiful angel with blonde hair, very white skin, white robes, white wings, and a golden trumpet that it constantly holds to its lips.
I'm imagining Tilda Swinton.
I'm imagining trumpeter, but with skin.
Its entire body is slightly tinged gold, but it's mostly white. It's like a marble where like it's white tinged gold, but like
where there's gold
skin is
leaf in the
very-
cracks.
But like kind of, but like also it's very think of it that way. But then its face, its humanoid bits are Caucasian, very Caucasian.
Caucasian.
Yeah, that's why I imagine Tilda Swinton because of Constantine.
All right, so moving on.
She is the palest white person I can think of.
All right, so well, I'm glad to see that you two have finally come around to the idea of honesty.
Well, I had an interview scheduled that I was gonna to talk about this and more.
And as for me, I was basically planning to do this, but I didn't want to distract the debate with showing off our abilities out in public until like afterwards, like at the very end, just so that we could be like, well then, I hope you guys can go interact with us instead of like doing this right in the middle of it.
All
I mean,
right.
come on, have some decency about this stuff.
All right. The teachers are telling me that this has just gone on too long, so I'm gonna have to call for you to give your final statements. I'm gonna say Baerry. You go first.
I know I haven't been here long, but the reason I'm here is because, well, my parents are splitting up, and I know I'm not alone, but I don't want people to feel alone. I came here hoping to find a place to belong, and I did with my friends, and I gesture to Jack, Danny, and Willie, who's probably in the crowd somewhere.
Probably. He's in the front row.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to assume.
All of
and-
the spirit people are in the front row.
Yeah. Except the Mormons who are in the back, apparently.
No. The Mormon with the spirit was in the front.
Oh, okay. And all I really wanted is a place to belong, and I've found that, and I want to make sure each and every one of you feel that you belong.
Do you want to say, when that Mormon showed off, brought out his angel, I'm gonna say that Danny rolled his eyes at just how like modern the angel is. Like,
Yeah, how Renaissance it is.
It's not Renaissance. This specific
Ugh.
angel.
How
is-
very
is-
Renaissance of you.
Just for information, the specific angel is Mormon in origin, so it's very recent.
All right. And I will. Point of note: this is the first time Baerry has actually stated their parents are getting a divorce.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Baerry has actually admitted that to.
Themselves.
fun.
Yeah.
And with that, Barry's gonna start walking away, and
The teachers let you go.
all right.
All right. Final statements from Jack, I suppose. I'll have to get to you now, so you don't
All
overbear
right.
us for the rest of the night.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Guys, girls, I want us all to be friends. I don't want this to become an actual like a representation of government now. So if you want to vote for someone who's at least gonna be telling you and wanting to talk to you like up front, and not just gonna stop like as soon as like the polls are over. Because hey, if you still want to walk over and talk with me about more ideas, go ahead. These ideas are not set in stone. You can basically add more to the pile. Come on, guys. Vote for whoever you think is the best.
All right then. All right then. And he just like pushes the mic away from your face, like with his hand. He reaches over onto the pedestal and pushes the mic away, and turns around and goes to Daven. All right, my good sir. Your final statements, and I suppose that'll be it for the rest of the whole thing. All right. All right. I want to thank all of you. I am here because I wish to care for all of you. I wish all of you so much happiness. Listen, my opponents have been trying to pull at your heartstrings this entire election. They have used these underhanded tactics, and now they are calling for heart? No. No, listen. I am here as the protector of men. I am here when dragons and beasts get out of control, and I'll be here for the future. He raises his sword high. Hear my oath. Never shall I raise my hand against any those who do not deserve it. Never shall I raise my hand against any those who pledge themselves to me. I shall rule with a true and just hand. Thank you. And he leaves. Placing his sword upon his hip, where it spontaneously grows a sheath.
Outside the debate area, like whenever Baerry is alone in the hall, they're gonna punch the wall hard. I rolled a 1 to punch, and they're gonna dispel the collar.
All right, so you leave. You.
I basically like for me, I stay in the auditorium and try to get like everyone to come over so I can go and explain to them, and have also Noah explain about what's been going on. Like if anyone wants to stay like after the debate, come here. Me and Noah will try to talk to you about like my findings and all disturbing and also fantastical, if you would believe. So let's begin with like a certain day that begins with the end of Y. With me coming over to an abandoned bathroom, and then I would go on and try to reiterate my experiences with the spirit world and such.
Oh, that is not the story to tell to your constituents.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do not want to start with
Roll
off
rapport,
with
Jack. Roll your rapport. Do it.
you should not start with. So it all started when I walked into the bathroom and saw my best friend hung himself.
No. That's last. I'm talking about the very beginning for me.
Oh, your whole
Talking-
life story?
No, I'm talking about like
Oh,
how
right.
I encountered.
When you were spying on the Stravo siblings and Moses.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I was starting with. I was not talking about the bathroom as it. No, I'm saving that for last.
Anyway, it's not important. So,
Two.
Baerry, whatever, Jack. You gain a supporter. He jumps. He's happy. He wants to see the spirit world.
All right. I mean, it'll definitely be something. I'll
For
definitely
2 seconds
go
and he's excited.
You talked about the spirit world for a minute. He's like, oh my god, there's a portal to the spirit world in the bathroom, and he leaves, and he like runs to the nearest bathroom and starts like poking like the bricks.
Oh god. I gave them
You mentioned it
ideas.
was a girl's bathroom, so he runs to the nearest girl's bathroom, starts poking every brick.
No.
No, it's fine as long as they vote for you.
I'm just.
Know that you went into a girl's bathroom.
Into the girls' showers, to be more specific.
Oh, God.
It's.
Might cost you a vote or two.
Yeah.
The Mormon,
Especially if he's wearing your vote for Jack's shirt.
the Mormons shake their head and are like scared and just go and like hang out with Daven. They're like, just be like trying to be protected by Daven.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna hurt
You need to get
you.
rid of the necklace.
Oh, the necklace is gone.
Oh.
It got replaced by a sheath.
Oh, that means I could totally collar him now. Probably. But Barry's
So Baerry, when you dispel the collar, your usual anxieties return.
Oh yeah, Barry's what do I need to roll to not vomit?
Will, I guess. I don't know.
All right. 4. I managed to not vomit, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Barry's gonna head to their room.
Yeah, Baerry, you do that. You go to your room, and I guess Willie goes with you.
Yeah. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
wait here until it's either time to go to sleep or someone.
It's time to go to
No.
sleep.
Yeah.
There's dinner, but nobody forces you to go down, and so
Yeah. No,
unless
Barry
you
skipped
specifically,
dinner.
yeah, I would expect you to.
Did the others notice that Barry skips dinner?
Danny probably does.
It's very busy down there, though. People are like crossing tables all the time. They're jumping table. Anybody?
Yeah, but
Anyone?
Barry-
Danny knows that Barry has like a pattern, and this pattern now has a gap represented by an empty chair.
2 empty chairs.
Yeah. So all
Like-
of the people with spirits are a lot more open.
Danny is consorn.
The Stravo siblings both let their spirits roam free. petting, like giving them scraps of food and petting them. Chimera Green and Moses both don't reveal their spirits. Both seem slightly concerned about them, about doing so. However, and neither does Sachiko or Yi Zhang. But Dominicus continues to keep the angel, and Zawar al-Shazawi lets his spirit out, and it looks like a tiny man whose bottom half is a fire tornado.
Oh, a genie.
Oh, he's the Triangle Man. The Triangle Man from several episodes ago.
Oh yeah, that's what y'all meant by Triangle Man. I completely forgot about that.
I've been wanting to just say what the fuck it was, so you would
He's a
stop
djinn.
calling it a... Yes! So
Oh
it
no,
was-
we're still gonna call him Triangle. Don't think that
God
just because
damn
we
it.
know he's a djinn, that doesn't mean we're not gonna call him Triangle Man.
Obviously, Zawar is one of the 2 Muslim students. That's why it's a djinn. Anyway. Because it was one of the spirits that you could be used.
Yeah.
Jinn
Yeah.
is not... Anyway.
It'd be weird if one of them had theirs be Muhammad. It'd be very difficult to
Well, we couldn't
talk
turn that
out
into...
of.
no.
We
Yeah,
couldn't
no.
animate that later.
Yeah, no.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can't. But I think
Not
having,
without making a lot of people very
Very
mad.
mad.
I am going
Yeah.
to just refrain from making people too angry. I mean, one of the main characters is a demon, but we'll leave it at that.
One of the other
Yeah.
main characters is an angel, so
yeah, so it evens out.
evens out.
We might
Morally
we
neutral.
might have made the Mormons a little angry, but let's just try to be nice to the
cares?
Mormons. Let's try to
No,
be
no,
nice
we
to the
didn't.
Mormons.
We explicitly said we're not going to make any of them Muhammad. We're gonna respect the fact
That's
that
a Muslim.
we're gonna.
That's the Muslims.
Oh wait, right. Sorry, they both start with M.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Okay. Yeah, no, I completely understand that now.
It's a lot harder when you're
Okay,
looking at
but
them
to be
on
fair,
a screen.
Mormonism is basically a cult.
Yeah,
It's the fourth,
Yeah.
but it's another religion because it is basically like it is a completely new. I mean, not new because it's like a 300, 200 years old now.
Well, that's still extremely new in regards to world history.
I think it's less than 300 considering that it involved like Native Americans.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was in America, but like 300. It could be 300 at this point, right?
Let me-
1700
Let me
to
see.
now.
Yeah, that
76?
sounds about right.
I mean, not 1776.
Yeah.
Battle.
Either
of
way.
17, whatever. Anyway, so I have a little bit. We have a little.
It was
bit more
founded
to
in 1830, so it's
Not
It's
even 200.
190 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, my religion isn't much older than that, so
Yeah, but you're you're like what?
I'm a neo-pagan, so
That's based on old pagan.
Yeah.
But like,
But neo means new. It's also an anagram for one.
the one. God damn it. Anyway,
I'm
so
still on a Keanu Reeves kick.
Keanu Reeves is funny to me.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful man.
All right.
So Dan notices Barry's missing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Is
do you
anyone
guys
else?
want? No. So do you
What?
guys want to do anything Thursday?
Oh, the interview.
All right.
Yeah, if he's still up for the interview, now that everything is out of the fucking bag.
Not everything.
I
I was.
really,
There's still the thing I was planning for Barry to do at the interview.
I guess you can do the interview.
oh my
Alright.
god. But okay,
Sounds
okay,
like you
guys,
don't want us to do the interview.
No, it's fine. It's just that this is going to be the longest episode we've done. By
It's
a
not even-
lot.
We've only been going for 2 hours.
We've been going for 3 hours.
No, we've been going for 2 because we started at 6 and it's now 8.
no, we started
Now
at
9.
7.
No, time zones.
Oh, dang it.
It's 9.
Yeah, and we
6
started.
our
Oh,
side,
no.
and it's 8
He
our
just
side
makes
now.
it sound
Yeah.
so-
Whatever. Anyway. We
Yeah,
usually stop at 2 hours. It's going on. Anyway. Moving on. So, you have the interview Thursday. That's fine. So,
Yes.
I mean, you have like stuff vaguely planned out. Is the interview planned for around here, or?
No, but I do have extra tracks for nonsense the players do. So, interview time.
Nonsense.
Okay, so Baerry, needless to say, Baerry is going to be extremely nonverbal for these few days, but luckily they don't need to speak. So,
Yeah. Baerry, go to an interview.
yeah.
Okay, so on Thursday, the school's in a hubbub. It doesn't seem like any classes are getting done, so everyone seems to just be doing whatever the hell they want and doing their extracurriculars. Baerry
Club.
and Danny both go to the interview room, which is off of the news area. And they are there with a much kinder looking version of Drago Pazac. Drago obviously was the one who was mediating the debate, but the whole debate he seemed to be attacking. Right now he seems to be a lot kinder, and he no longer seems to be quite so aggressive. So,
And
you wanted
is he
to have
the-
an interview with
is he
me?
the news? Is he the news kid?
Yes.
It's Drago
Yes, he's
Pazac.
the prince.
I'm
He's
terrible
the
with
editor-in-chief.
names.
He's the
This
head
is
of the
News Boy.
newspaper.
Boy of News.
He's the one
Didn't
that
you
he's
sign
the
up with the
only
club?
character I use fast-paced speaking with. Like I do the fast-paced da 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 da.
Yeah, but usually I didn't catch the New York accent you usually do in the debate. But
What
yeah,
are you talking about? That's Chalkby's regular accent.
I'm sorry, it was really hard to
Baerry-
switch between the two voices.
Yeah.
Baerry nods.
So, what did you want
yeah.
to do? So, what did you want to do with me? I mean, I'm willing to do whatever you want, but I have to understand that the news has been broken, so I really need to understand exactly what you're going to say so that I can put it in the newspaper and, spin it the
Well,
correct
I rolled
way.
a 4 to put my hand on his and Danny's shoulders and teleport to Otherworld mid-sentence.
Okay. You appear in Otherworld. You appear in your room. It's there, and he falls down because he was sitting, and there's no longer a chair. Oh, dear. Where the hell are we? This seems to be a little bit odd.
I opened the
Shudders at-
window.
Danny Shudder's like, oh god, I never get used to that.
I open the window and just point to Otherworld. All the different sites. What places are we nearby? We're nearby Hell. We're nearby Heaven. We're nearby.
Greece,
Nearby
I
a lot
think.
of things.
Yeah, and Valhalla. We have quite a view from the window.
He looks out of the window and he just gazes upon everything that's around you guys. Oh, that's a bit odd. He looks down and he just stares. And you see his eyes begin to twinkle a little. Ah. Okay.
Well, here's a scoop for you.
I just quietly close the door to Hell that's in my living room.
Oh
It
my
just looks
God.
like a closet door.
Oh my
And I just
God.
quietly close it.
So
Well,
I guess
I
Drago has to say.
suppose this
Will
is,
for something.
Huh?
I'm rolling will for something.
Okay. I suppose
-1.
This is something. It works, but badly.
I
suppose-
tried to manifest a sandwich, but I take a bite and it's good.
It's all umami.
It's just pure MSG between bread.
yeah.
You manifest a sandwich, but when you take a bite out of it, you realize it's one of those smooth PB&Js made of jelly.
Yeah. Well, I make a
Immediately
sandwich.
takes it out of his mouth. He is allergic to peanuts.
Oh, you are?
He is
All right.
not deathly allergic, but like
Scratchy.
the taste of peanut just makes him gag. And he's like, oh god.
All right. Well, I suppose this is something of a story, but do you
It's
have
thrown at a
anything for me
wall.
to say?
Uh,
What it does is when it hits the wall, it just kind of like flumps down it like one by one, like a slinky. Flip, flip, or like one of those, like one of those sticky men that like falls down like slowly.
I got one of those stuck on the ceiling at my grandma's house, and it's still there.
I suppose I can do something with this, but do you have a story for me? Do you have some kind of human element? What do you want?
Barry's gonna think for a second, and then I want to try and manifest a VHS tape. That
Will.
All right. 3. I want it to be at least a vague story of like basically an animated version of the adventures, at least partially, excluding the part about the collars, because that part is not something I want to be, out there.
All right.
Okay, but
I'll
but
with the 3, I'll
is
let
it
you
on?
exclude the colors.
It's on VHS, and it's very disjointed. It shows.
It looks like
Christine being.
it looks like one of
Is
those.
it on
Like,
one of these?
Well, I'm sure the school has one of those, but I think in Barry's fantasy room it would be more like the those small TVs.
Oh yeah, the ones that have like a built-in VHS.
Yeah, and the let me see if I can find the. Yep, I found the exact one that I had, the exact kind that I had.
this thing isn't gonna curse me in 7 days, huh? Is it?
Barry shakes their head. No.
Okay, I have a TV much like that, but mine's like an Emerson. Let me just.
Well, I suppose I can watch this. He walks over, he pops it in it. He goes over the entirety of the tape. It's not very long. It's poorly animated, but
Oh, absolutely.
it's kind of like a mix of those like adventures in like Bible
Oh God.
movies, like
Yeah, I
Adventures in
know.
Genesis style things, and a cross between that and like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, where like the animation's really
Yeah,
cheap.
Christine's got a collar on their or Christine's got like the ribbon wraps around her neck to hide the
Cell seam.
the cell seam. And they got a silly running cycle.
This is the this is the TV in Danny's room, by the way.
I think specifically it would show the storm the first night with Christine showing up and appearing and then running out to go fight the monster, which Barry imagines that the monster was like big and Christine like did some sort of kung fu while in plush form. That's what Barry imagines. Barry's omitting everything about Christine's battle form and always depicting her as plush, because that's the form that they like. And so it'd be that how Barry imagines that battle. Then it would be the battle with the plant, and then it would be discovering other worlds.
Hemp.
Well,
the plant.
Barry doesn't know that, so it wouldn't even be recognizable as hemp.
No, the plant's like got a giant weed leaf for a head.
No, Barry doesn't know that that's what it was. It would just be. It would probably look more like a piranha plant. A purple piranha plant. Let's see. It was that finding other worlds, omitting the thing in the labyrinth, but they would.
Are you completely omitting the labyrinth?
Yes.
Totally. All right.
Yes, I'm completely omitting the labyrinth. And then
important to
let's
know
see,
in
it would
about
be Baerry taking
3 sessions.
the Stravos twins to Otherworld to stop that fight that was happening in the main world.
You know, if we were better at describing this would make for a good recap for all the episodes that didn't actually get recorded.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
Oh man! You
I have
gotta
a
use
question.
this
I have a
opportunity.
question.
You
What's
gotta
up?
use that.
During the part with the plant, does it go over the fact that they went into the other abandoned high school?
No.
Or is it just the plant fight?
Well, it would be the plant fight in the forest, because that's all Baerry really remembers. This is Barry's recollection of it, and since I did not remember that it took place in the abandoned high school, Baerry wouldn't remember that it took place there. I just remember us going into the forest and meeting it.
Okay.
Well, that was very interesting. I guess I can do something with that. Danny, do you have anything to let me know before I leave?
Well, we're kind of thinking that it has something to do with the red pills that we take every night.
I'll get someone to investigate that, I suppose. I'll run the headline, but I might be afraid if too many people tried to not take them, we'd get cracked down upon.
That's true, because when Baerry didn't take theirs for a while, Christine, the little goat, started acting up.
Yeah, that's concerning. Well, I'll be leaving. He just goes to the door of the room, and he pulls it open, and he starts to walk out.
Doesn't that lead to more Otherworld?
Yeah, it does. He just walks out.
I'm gonna grab his arm. Pull him back.
He almost falls down into a bit of Otherworld that looks like... It kind of looks like...
He almost falls into Moses' campfire.
No, Moses' campfire is inside a room now. He almost falls into a bit of Otherworld that looks kind of like the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, Toontown?
Kind of like, like that, not the Toontown bit, but like the bits where like the Toons and the humans live together, where it's like 1920s-y, but like the Toons are around, but they're not. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the falling scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I'm gonna grab his arm and pull him back in.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna close the door,
Yep.
turn the Howl's Moving Castle dial thingy back to my room in the regular world and open it up there.
He walks back and he just like, oh, I don't suppose you could tell me where in the place we are. No?
It should lead to a berry storm.
Yeah, I nod. And actually pull out, I enter and I open my desk to pull out a couple of the pills to,
He scoops one up and then he walks out.
Man, I'd really love to see what his spirit is.
We'll find out.
It's just a camera.
No.
I've covered
For
boars, you
Drago.
know.
No. Drago Pazowski would deserve like quite a fast talking caricature, would you say, for his spirit. I'd imagine like a fast talking like a reporter type, like maybe like some sort of like a dreepy, like a deep voice type of guy, giving the underground scoop. Yeah, Deep Throat. I'm literally going for like the movie reference here.
No,
His
see what
spirit
his
is
spirit is.
Frank
It would
West.
just be the silhouette. It would just be the silhouette of a guy in a fedora and trench coat.
Yes.
It's just Frank West.
Yeah, his comp.
Dead
Oh,
Rising.
It hides in his shadow the entire time. Basically, it's like that promotional poster for Phantom Menace, where it shows Anakin, but with his shadow being Darth Vader. It'd basically be like that, but instead of Darth Vader, his shadow is a guy in a trench coat and fedora.
hmm Yes, like basically like a shadowy being, but like yeah, that's what I would imagine Drago Pozazzi would be. So cool.
You'll see
But,
what
yeah.
his spirit is like.
Alright.
You might not like his spirit, but you'll see what it's like.
Wait, what? I might not like
Wait,
it.
who might not like it? Oh, I'm guessing it's probably going to be something that's recording at all times.
We'll see.
Maybe
Anyway,
it's a bug. Oh yeah, that one's a
Most of
lot
it.
more clear.
what the fuck?
Yeah, you never saw
It's a
that
promotional poster for
Oh.
Star Wars Episode 1.
That
You
second
It
one
spoils
looks
the
horrible.
entirety of the
Okay.
prequel trilogy.
Yeah,
now
but no
hold on,
shit.
it's already like
It's episode
as
one.
soon as he
Everybody
said
know
his
that.
name is Anakin, the entire prequel trilogy is spoiled because they mentioned that they mentioned Anakin Skywalker's name in New Hope.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. That was Thursday. It is now Friday.
Election Day.
Election Day, October 29th. This is it. This is the final day for you to play your hands. No more, no way, nothing to do but vote that day.
Well, I'm hoping that the interview, me being able to physically travel to Otherworld at least more freely than most others would, get me some sway in the people interested about that stuff.
Trying to use your powers as a means of like elevating yourself above the pet masses. I see your game.
So, as you walk towards school, you see everybody is very ready to be ready to join in voting. Everybody seems ready. As you walk, breakfast is normal. You kind of breeze past it. It's waffles and eggs. Normal fare.
Make myself a sandwich.
Yeah, I expected that. Normal fare. Everybody else seems to be so excited that they go to school before you do. You three are the last people to leave the dorm.
Willie got out before us.
Yep. As you walk towards the, as you walk to, I need to like turn this down slightly, I think.
It's a little loud for me
Probably.
too.
Yeah.
Just because it might be overpowering me in the recording, and I can't be sure without checking. There's no way for me to check. Anyway, so
Yeah, that's a problem I run into all the time.
yeah.
We can't make Among Us jokes for another 8 years.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, we can make.
You can make Henry Stickmin jokes pretty soon, though.
No.
Yeah,
We can
soon.
make Fancy Pants jokes.
I mean, we
Oh
can
yeah,
make
man, I
Danganronpa
miss
jokes.
Fancy Pants.
I'm
Fancy
going to
Pants.
miss Fancy Pants once Flash is no longer.
Well, the good news is that Newgrounds actually has a thing set up so that you can still do it after Flash is gone.
Oh, thank God! Newgrounds is amazing.
Anyway, back to what we were doing. So you walk into the courtyard and you walk towards school. You find all of the student body has already gone towards the gym where the elections are being held. You see, on the step, you see Daven standing before you with Chimera by his side. He grins. He knocks his flat cap, which he's been holding this whole time, which he's been wearing this whole time, brown flat cap, and he knocks it against his leg, and with that gesture, it starts to change. It
Oh, it's the
bleeds
shield.
into
What?
it bleeds into a different form. It turns into a crown. A gold circlet, mostly unadored, but with the exact same Celtic knot patterns as the hilt of his sword. He places it on his head, and he holds the sword in his other hand. And he
I
nods to
regret
you,
not
tapping it.
pointing out that he said he wanted to be a king, not a president. Because that's a way to quickly turn away voters.
He tips the crown to you as if he's tipping his hat. Well, my lads, how's it going?
Well, it can be nerve-wracking. I mean, it is the day of the election. One of us is going to be proposed to be the new ruling person for our student government.
Well,
And
I think that based on our, on who exactly is voting for us, you know, with the children, with the children who have spent so long in their youth learning these things, that they're going to probably vote for the knight in shining armor who slays the dragon, and not for the dragon himself. He winks
It's
at
not a dragon, it's a dinosaur.
He winks at Jack.
You really do honor me with calling my spirit such a title.
Oh, and you come on, we're all basically still kids. You think he's not gonna get a vote for having a dinosaur?
I would vote for a dinosaur, but I don't think I can vote. I'm already in the race.
Candidates vote?
What?
I'm just simply telling you, like, I really want to honestly know what's your actual thoughts on us, not like the narrative you have for what you think of us. I want to hear. I want to know before like all of this happens.
I don't care. What should I care about all of your goings on? I want
fair.
to win. He points his blade at your throat. Now, are we gonna do this the hard way, or are we gonna do this the easy way?
Are you challenging me? Why are you threatening me? I must know.
Picture of him holding a sword to Jack's throat.
It's probably gonna have too much glowing since the sword is his spirit.
The sword isn't the spirit.
Oh, then take a picture.
I am.
Okay.
The sword is made of spirit energy.
Well, that'll still glow then, probably.
It literally glows in real life.
True.
So I don't think it's gonna glow too much for the picture.
Which, I mean, like if you're trying to push dirt onto like someone else with actual negative intentions, then. I mean...
Oh yeah, no, this isn't dirt. This is gonna be shown to the principal.
Oh.
Show it to the therapist. The therapist is the only one that's actually still aware of this, even after people tend to forget.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. Whatever you might think of me being someone who's just gonna go ahead and punch first, that's not gonna happen. Because right now, I'm gonna go to class and I'm gonna see the results. And even if I don't get the result, I'm at least still gonna try to be a leader without the position. Because that's what this election's taught me this month. Of all doing all this stuff. Seeing everyone just scramble for the position. And I was once like you too. But now, I know better. I don't need a damn position if I'm going to change things in this school. I already did by disclosing about the spirit. And you crowned it all off by you showcasing your sword.
And I took him to the other world.
But
Mirrodin,
right now...
Mirrodin, come out and play. He raises his sword and puts it on his shoulder, and his spirit materializes behind him. Yes.
Daven, you haven't been to Otherworld, have you?
What? Of course I have. Where else would I go?
Well,
and just in case you are wondering exactly where I went,
Yes.
he literally moves forward to Baerry, leans into Baerry, and gets very close.
Barry coughs.
That would be a lot more important if it was 10 years later.
Yeah, at the end of the campaign, when Daven ends up being the main villain and does this exact thing, Barry's gonna cough again. That's gonna be a hint.
What does Mirrodin look like?
Mirrodin is in blue robes.
Mirrodin Wilt.
Blue
Wild.
wizard.
Mirrodin, it's Mirrodin.
Mirrodin Wilt.
Just whatever. You know the thing. It's Mirrodin. Anyway,
It's Merlin.
it's
He's
Mirrodin.
one of the blue wizards from
He just-
Tolkien.
He just actually looks like a blue version of Dungeon Master from the 80s. Dungeon and Dragons.
fucking
No,
Dungeon-
that's too
God,
much. That's
with the
too
bulb-
much.
Yeah, no, that is way too
Uh,
much.
Yeah, no, that should be saved for the 80s section of this game. Anyway, no, so it just looks like a generic wizard. He's got blue robes on with little white stars, a blue wizard's hat, and he just has a very long beard. And he grins. Daven whispers, "Yes, I went to Avalon. It was wonderful." And he walks away. And Mirrodin winks at what's her face?
Carmela Green.
No, the demon,
Christine.
Christine.
How can you not remember Christine?
Shush.
To be fair, I'm also bad with names.
So Mirrodin winks at Christine, and he just whispers, "Well, me dad was a demon too," and then he walks away, smiling to himself smugly, as the
Smiling
two.
to himself.
Shut up.
So,
I will say,
just simply just
Escaping the Prison came out in April.
Oh shit. That means it'd be a thing. That means there'd be at least two, right? Stealing the diamond
Yep.
and escaping the prison.
No, Breaking the Bank and Escaping the Prison.
Right. Stealing the
Stealing the
diamond,
diamond was number
after.
3.
Yeah.
Stealing the Diamond was like June 2011. Breaking the Bank at this point has been out for 2 years.
Jesus. All right.
Anyway,
Oh wait. What date? What's the date?
October 29th.
Shit.
It's the Friday before Halloween.
Yeah, we forgot October 25th.
Well,
October 25th was when you did the calm stuff. No, when Daven showed up. That was October 25th, Monday. When Daven first showed up.
Oh
with
yeah,
his
shit,
namesake.
that's Cascade, isn't it?
Oh no, that's 2012 is Cascade. I think.
Fuck, what was 1025 then?
All right. Well, I was expecting
Death
you
Home's
guys
there
to
too.
do a fight, but not doing a fight is fine. So.
Yeah, they'd get disqualified, and then I'd win.
So ballot time. Ballot time. So I'm gonna end the music.
Yeah, shit, that was Alternia bound.
Yeah.
Cascade is a year later.
Cascade was 2011. I thought it was.
Yeah, Cascade
2012.
was 10. Cascade was October 25th, 2011. Alternia
We
bound
only have
is
a few more minutes.
October 25th.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to need Jack and Baerry. I need you both to roll rapport for me, please.
I got 2.
Jack, roll rapport.
Oh my
Roll
God,
rapport with your bonus.
I'm nervous. I'm
So,
nervous.
Jack, who are you voting for?
And then I need all 3 of you to send me your votes.
I already did that.
Yeah, I know.
No!
I'm
0.
voting Baerry.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
No.
So I'm gonna do
No.
some calculations. Just give me a second.
Don't worry, Jack. You can still lose to Daven.
Yeah, Daven rolled a 1.
Okay.
That means I might still have a chance.
Oh, hey, someone messaged me.
I will state who I voted for after the totals are calculated.
I'll
need-
just
Jack,
message.
Danny, I need you to send me your votes.
All right.
I just told you it's Baerry.
No, send it to me so I can actually write this down. I have to calculate a lot of shit. I'm gonna forget.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally doing math.
Oh my God.
Math?
No,
In
no,
D&D?
No, it is.
No, this isn't
Wait.
D&D. It's
I
Fate.
This is
know.
Fades.
D&D has become like an umbrella term for tabletop games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Which is a
it has.
shame too.
It's a shame because Wizards of the Coast is actually a really good company. But, and so it's not like calling
surprisingly
every...
good company.
I'm
Yeah,
just.
it is surprisingly good.
Considering it's owned by Hasbro, I mean, like, they don't do many, like, bad things.
That's some issues though.
Yeah, but they have...
Some of the writers are shitty people.
Yeah.
But
But
didn't,
other
like,
than that,
shit
it's a
ton
pretty
of
good
them get
company.
laid off recently?
I mean, they've done really well at, like, moving on with certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm just so anxious. Like, seriously, why did it have to be a
Okay, I'm gonna
negative
mute you
2?
guys. Alright, so 28,000. 28 plus. Alright, so I need to do 28. Okay, so let's just go with base 30, and then combine rolls max of 4. So I'm gonna say just give each of them, make it a total of 12. Divide that by 12. 2.5, and then 2.5 times 1 is 2.5. 2 is 5. No, okay, so and all of it, okay, so 5. So Daven is currently 3, Baerry is 5, and Jack gets 0 from that. And then I'm going to give the votes from the players. That's 6 here, 2 here. So Jack gets 2 votes, Baerry gets 1, Daven gets none. And then I'm going to do some random number generation. Okay.
Ooh.
So.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
So, the results are in at the end of the day, and the winning vote is Daven. Daven wins.
Baerry wins because I'm the campaign manager, but
shit.
also
Why'd my thing... did I read deafen myself?
Yeah,
Yes.
you re-deafened yourself. You said, okay, so, and then you deafened.
Yes.
Shit, that's gonna show up in the stream. Whatever. Okay, so The results are in. I did the math, and then I did some random number generation to go with the random results. So by a landslide,
Oh no.
the main structured voting populace did actually support Baerry. However,
Oh.
due to the random machinations of the rest of the mob that was constructed through dice roll, Daven wins. Daven wins.
Damn it! That's bullshit.
What? You thought that you could just roll and get everyone? You only got a few people.
I mean, I did good.
Which number was who?
Yeah, which number was who? Who got 83?
Huh? Oh,
Who got
that's
83?
Daven.
Oh.
So Daven got 3 votes. Baerry got a total of 6. Jack got a total of 2. Because it was a total of 2.5 times the number that you rolled, plus the player votes. Then I rolled the D100s in that order. It was the same order that I had written down the Daven, Baerry, Jack stuff. So Daven got 83. Baerry got 51.
I think they should have
Jack
been
got 8.
listed.
Then
I think you should have rolled in alphabetical order.
Then I rolled a single D6 to justify things. I wanted to see whose intentional voter number would get closest to the D6, and it rolled a 3. Daven's intentional voter number was a 3. So on 2 out of 3
It sounds
ways,
like you're just
Daven
trying to
won.
bullshit stuff to make Daven win.
Genuinely no, because I have a whole plot line where there's gonna be a mix-up with the political thing, like 5 sessions from now. So since Daven wins, that means one of you is gonna have to become the president.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna have to deal with that later.
Now,
but right now, it's I've dealt with this.
I will state now, I voted for Jack.
Yeah. So Jack and Baerry were the 2 on the intentional voters, because Jack rolled 0 intentional voters on his own. Baerry rolled 5 intentional voters and got Danny's vote. And what's his face? Daven. Daven rolled 3, because you round up. And then... Well, because it was 2.5, I couldn't just do 2.5. There's not half a person in this.
Alright.
Anyway, I mean, it's I'm gonna have to deal with the fallout later, but I did the calculations as best I could. I wanted to add a level of randomness to it. I didn't want you to just get the skill thing and that be done with it. I felt like that would be
I
kind
understand
of...
it. I understand
Yeah.
it. In one of my other the other campaign where I'm playing a tiefling, we had like a battle of the bands, like talent show kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And while we did win, the results were actually based off of each contestant rolling performance.
Yeah.
And we won.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm just.
what was it? Hey, at least I don't have to figure out random people's policies.
For now.
Yet.
Well, no, I lost the election.
I'm just.
So
Yeah, but we were just told there's going to be a political mix-up, and one of you two is going to become the president.
Yeah,
Probably.
but
And
right
if it
now,
is me, it will not have been from the election.
I'm literally right now crushed. I'm like kneeling and crying on the floor. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Noah is like wrapped around you, cuddling you. He's trying to keep you warm, but he's a cold-blooded animal.
Yeah. Was there actually recently?
Wait, was he?
Oh well, no. It'd be
I
based
guess
off of. It'd be based off
Velociraptor
of
is
Jack-
close to birds, so I mean maybe
Yeah,
they're warm-blooded.
I think it was recently found out, like within the last 5 years, that many of the dinosaurs may have actually been warm-blooded. But this
But
is also
would
based
Jack
off Jack's own
know
perception.
that? Yeah, so Jack probably wouldn't think of him as warm-blooded, which means that he would have been
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. So he tries to warm you, but it's just your own body warmth. It does warm you a bit, like a blanket, but otherwise,
Like a scarf.
yeah.
I
A big,
alright.
wrinkly, like feathery scarf.
Alright,
Well,
I just.
Barry's just gonna pat Jack on the back and be like, "Hey, you want to go play Smash?"
I look at Barry and I'm just like, I don't really want to talk right now, Barry.
Well, with that uplifting finale to the game, I think that's where we're going to
Uplifting,
call it.
crushing defeat.
Yeah, so that's where we're going to call it for now. We'll see you all next time. And just for clarification, the name of this episode is
Election Day.
The Crowning of the King.
Dang
That's
it.
stupid. See, that's why I think you like. That's why I feel like you were just trying to bullshit to make him win.
I was going to, but if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't have made you roll, because that would have been bullshit.
Well, I mean, you could have been rolling just to make it seem like it was.
But look, it's
the
literally the
illusion
numbers
of-
are in the order that I said. It's really funny because Jack got like really screwed over by both dice rolls.
Yeah. Hey, at least that's not my fault that people didn't like you.
No, it's the dice's fault. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
we'll-
war-wise, it's probably a contributing factor.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we will be back next time with a brand new arc for the first time ever. Obviously, we've been recording for only 3 episodes now.
Go to the bathroom.
Wait, 3 episodes now?
This is the 3rd episode we've recorded.
We've recorded 2 other episodes?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
consent to that.
Yes, you did.
I did, actually, probably. I don't remember.
You're the one that told me how to set up OBS. Anyway.
Did I?
I'm just
Yes.
like
Anyway,
I'm just
so-
like right now, like this is like it's like all of my instances.
We're
just
still
tell me, like,
recording.
Yeah.
I
There's
know.
always...
I'm
Don't worry,
trying to
Jack.
say
There's
goodbye
always
to
next
the
year.
people.
I'm just like
What's up?
seriously, I just have like this impulse to like just seriously want to deck like Baerry won just for all the stuff.
I
that he
didn't
did
win,
to me.
though.
I know, like you seriously messed me up. I could have been clean.
Okay,
could've been.
here's the thing. He clearly had magic shit going on, just like the Stravoses did.
No, I
So
know.
he cheated.
I know. But
Cheated
you
100%.
But-
Definitely
but you-
cheated.
But
He
Also, you
cheated worse than
also
Baerry
cheated.
cheated.
Yeah, at least
No.
I didn't cheat.
You did.
Yes,
cheat.
you did.
No, I didn't.
It's
Nothing I
underhand. It was underhanded, but it wasn't affecting votes
Yeah,
like
it wasn't.
directly.
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
it was underhanded. It was not cheating. He
But
actually
after-
did like mind control shit.
He
I
did
didn't
not
do
do
any of
much.
that.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah, like
we'll find out. Anyway,
Yeah.
so back to the finishing the recording. So thank you all. This has been the 3rd episode. This is the entirety of the election arc. So I'm glad that that's come to a close. And next time we will return for the game that is set on October 31st. Thank you, and goodbye.
Nice. Oh, one more thing
Nice.
before
Yes,
you
one
close out the
more
thing. Yeah. Be sure to if you like this, you should check out some of the other games we play. I have one where I'm the DM. You can check it out. It's probably in the description.
Links
and-
are in the description, or if this
yeah.
is uploaded on her channel, it'll just be there, and probably more popular than this one. So we'll find
You
out.
have more- okay.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we'll find out. I mean, you have more
Yeah,
players.
we'll find out.
So you have more
True.
views so far, obviously.
I don't know. Well, you have more subscribers than I do.
I have 4 on that channel.
That's more than me.
No, it's not. You have 5.
Silvers.
Silver? No, your channel has like 6 subscribers. Anyway,
Really?
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
check
We'll
out-
figure out what channel this is on. If it's not on the Silver channel, or is it Rogue Gaming
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah,
No
but that's such a
gamings.
popular name that it's gonna be hard to find in search algorithm. We'll just put it in the description.
Oh yeah, no. So if
And-
it's not on that
I
channel,
mean-
the link will be in the description.
I mean,
Also, a few other projects of ours will be shared as well. So we thank you. We'll do all of these things. And we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful evening, my beautiful No, that is somebody else's catchphrase.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That's also somebody
Bye.
else's catchphrase. What's
Hasta la vista.
No,
wait,
the
damn.
catchphrase is bye-bye.
No,
There
I
you
think
go.
that's already a thing.
Yeah,
that's
that's
also
that's Mark-
that is the catchphrase
Today-
that I thought I was saying. Okay,
that
so
is
what is
Markathy
one-
Pliers.
what is one that isn't somebody's catchphrase already? I'll see you in the next life, everybody.
No, that's Buddhist.
We'll see you in the other world.
We'll see you when we come up with a better catchphrase. Bye.
Bye.